where if you were Temp, I would be like, welcome to the Warrior Shrine. My name is Django.
Absolutely.
And you can hear it. Temp is here, but I don't say that because Temp's not here. Cyborg is here, and I really don't know what to talk about, so Temp, you take the show. That's how we do this. And then he just jumps right in because he has notes. He's professional. He has pieces of paper.
He's ready to go. That's his thing.
Did you see what I did right there? I kind of faked like I was doing it, and I actually started the episode, and it sounded okay.
No, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. But you're not Temp, though. Hang on.
No, I'm not Temp. I am Cyborg.
No. Yeah, I lied.
That's
this
what
is not
I tell
actually
myself
Temp.
every day.
I don't want to mislead anyone.
Yeah, no, I'm sure my impersonation was riveting. Fooled a bunch of people. No, so here's the deal. We got the VGA coming up on Thursday, so yeah, there's a chance we get some MK11 reveal or news or whatever. So there's some hype going on. There's some caution going on. Definitely
caution. There better be.
There's a lot of it, So
I don't want another E3, not for my sake, but for like everyone else's sake. Like everyone was just, they had their Raiden hats ready and shit. They were like getting a brand new dragon tattoo with 11 on it, and man, I feel bad for those guys. You don't have a dragon tattoo.
No, I don't have any tattoos. But I thought about getting one for. I had an idea. So basically, Batman villains done in a drawn art style. It'd have to be really good art style, and I wanted their faces, like a bunch of them, coming together in what would essentially make up the Batman logo, but you wouldn't have like a outline on it.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
So I don't know.
I really had no idea where you were going with that until you said.
No, yeah, it was
the Batman.
It was all about sticking the landing,
putting their faces together.
It could have gone a million different ways.
All right, that's cool, man. Listen, you do you. What is that? What is Shadowloo's new avatar?
So we came across all this amazing art that this guy does, and I should probably give him a shout out.
You probably should.
So it's Gabe Sapinza. I don't want to mispronounce it, but probably did. But anyways, he does some great art on Instagram, and he does it for all of the classic MK characters. I think he did it all the way up through MK4. Well, anyways, he does this amazing art. So what I started doing is I just took
Is there a link
Cyrax.
Anywhere that I can?
Yeah. So
I can leer.
If you scroll up in the, I can just repost his Instagram.
I just want to leer.
Here you go. Click on this link here in the chat. If you ever wanted a new avatar, basically what I told people, because I made Cyrax for myself, so I took one of his art things. He does like portraits of them, but they're all done really, really well with cool.
Oh, the Mortal Kombat chat.
Yeah. Personalities and character, they're really, really well done. Probably the best art I've ever seen. Anyways, so I took the Cyrax one. I cut out the white part because he does them all on white backgrounds. I got rid of the white background and put it on a thematic background to that character, and that's my new avatar. So then other people were digging that, so then I offered to make anybody else ones that they wanted. So I've been making one. So Shed has one of Raiko, so on and so forth.
However
Reiko.
You want to, if that's how you want to say it,
It's Raiko. I forgot.
Listen, dude. It's not anything until he's in the game again. You can call him whatever the fuck you want.
That's fair.
He's Roku.
Yes. Anyway, so yeah, I've done a few of them now, and eventually what I think I'm going to do is, because I'm keeping them all the same size in that square format, I think I want to make a mock-up select screen with his art with the backgrounds I put on it, because I think that just looks really good.
This guy's stuff looks good.
Yeah, no,
I approve.
It's amazing. Really good character.
I mean, I don't know why there's a chameleon in here, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Like, just the emotion he conveys with these drawings is amazing. Like, you look at
I've come across this guy before. This is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm catching up here. Where's Cyber Smoke? I didn't see
Cyber Smoke. He's towards the top. He's 4 down. Like, he just looks so sad.
He does look really
just super down.
For a robot, he's feeling something.
Like, Sector looks pissed or angry or menacing. Cyrax looks kind of like heroic, there's emotion down there. I don't know.
He really nailed the. Oh, is it she?
She.
Sorry, okay, listen, come on.
I don't know if it's he or she. Is it she?
I thought you said she.
I said he.
He.
Who gives a shit? I don't know.
Well, I'm sure that he and she do. Ooh, pronouns are tough, man. No, this artist really nailed the stupid look on fucking Blaze's face. They did a great job.
Huh?
It's just like he's easily distractible. Hey, what's that? Where?
Yeah.
Man, Smoke looks cool.
No, yeah, Smoke is...
But, I mean, come on. Okay, listen. People can say whatever they want about Mortal Kombat 9, and they do. And they will again. But Mortal Kombat 9 did a lot of good things for Smoke's appearance. And other Smoke things, too.
Agreed. His gameplay, yeah.
His gameplay, he became an Aninra. He got a new... I don't know, like internet handle or something. He looks cool. It was a good game for him. He didn't have that much going on before though, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah. No, I hope he returns just because that is such a cool character concept.
He was super cool, but man, no, before that he was just, he was like the most eligible bachelor, but he wasn't a bachelor. He was the most eligible lackey. Like everybody, he just made the rounds. He was like everyone's right hand man once. I'm glad that he's not that anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess he's a Revenant, so maybe he's that for Quan Chi. Damn it, dude can't catch a break. Just let him do his own thing. Let him make his own choices, please.
Some characters are just destined to serve other people, I guess.
I don't judge.
But yeah, I mean, looking forward to MK11. I mean, we need a strong roster. That's my really thing. Like, that's the thing I'm pulling for the most. Coming from MKX, I really just want to see certain characters come back. It'd be sad to not get, these characters that people have been really asking for. You put Fujin aside, but even just like if we don't get a Smoke or a Noob Saibot or stuff like that, that would kind of suck as well. But who knows,
if Noob Saibot's not in the game, it's gonna be a joke. I'm gonna laugh at them. And they're gonna know about it. Reiko looks like he looks like some weird Tim Drake art I've seen before, but like in the comics, kind of lately, because Tim Drake's looked weird in the comics recently for a lot of reasons. But
no, I was thinking, his art in that.
Well, I guess he does look like he's wearing a Robin mask too here in this art. So
I got that same. When I saw that, I'm like, that's right up your alley. That was my immediate thought.
And then Shad took it.
Yeah,
way to go.
I was like, if Django wants one of these, he's gonna want Reiko and Shad
there he goes. Listen,
jumped right in there.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Fuck you, Shad.
He couldn't have just stuck with Smoke or Fujin or one of those. He had to go. He just swooped up and took your character just like that.
He should have just grabbed one of these cyborgs and recolored it to look like a Shadaloo soldier, because that was cool. That was like Shadaloo's thing and his name.
Yeah.
But okay, fine. You want to jump on the Mortal Kombat bandwagon? We can all be Mortal Kombat fans, I guess.
There was a moment I thought he was gonna go like Kintaro, but no, he was all about that Reiko.
I should have
sold him. I should have sold him.
That's how everybody feels about Kintaro. That's how it always goes.
Right.
For a moment, it was touch and go, but no. Sorry, man. You're just not cutting it.
No, not at all. It's Reiko's a mystery. Most people think he doesn't have a chance because he died in the comics, but I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I don't think I'm one of those people. I think the comics are the comics, and whatever the hell they want, they're just going to do anyways.
Yes, I agree, because that opinion is dumb. That opinion has never, ever, ever been something that they've done. They've never held to anything ever. like even their own stuff that they write. They don't like, no, dude, we don't fucking care what happened before. We want fucking this guy to be in this game. Fuck everything else. He's gonna be in here.
If they don't listen to their own games,
they're gonna
why
listen
would they
to
listen
some
to the comics?
Please. No, if they want him in the game, he's gonna be in the game, and you know, that's it. And wait a minute, who are we talking about?
I believe we started talking with Reiko.
Reiko, yeah. No. And besides, like, come on, man. Come on. Actually, it kind of helps because I think Reiko had a pretty nice showing in the comic. Like, he didn't get that much, like, I don't know, character-y type stuff in the games before because of reasons, I guess, but whatever. But I think that he's got potential to do a lot of different things if they want him to.
Right.
And I think the comic showed a little bit of that. It was like, oh man, okay, maybe there's some meat to chew on. Maybe there's something we can do with this dude. You know, he had some accords in the last game. Yeah. And now maybe he's got more accords.
Yeah,
he went accord shopping.
Yeah, I guess there was an accordion joke in there, or an accordion joke, but you know. Yeah, I don't.
That'd be a good friendship for it.
Here's the deal. I just don't. A character that died in the comics, your Havoc, your Reiko, even potentially Cyrax, as far as we know, like I just, that's not something I'm on board with. That's not something I'm okay with, especially characters that we haven't seen back in forever. So if they don't come back and that was literally it, they die in the comics and that's it. What a waste. What a waste of a character like Reiko or Havoc when they could have been brought back for something major in the game or anything. I don't know. Especially because Reiko was getting a lot of cool moments in the comics. So
he was. And he looked cool, man. They made him all big like He-Man and shit. He was hot. He was hot, man. Man, and he had cool fights with Kotal Khan. The dude's cool.
Yeah, no, he had a lot of potential. And yeah, he didn't go anywhere, and that's that. You know, I'm still curious about why they chose the certain people they chose to kill off. As far as we know, the writer was just given a list of characters to do whatever the hell with, and that's what he did, and he chose to kill some off. But if like, say, Cyrax, Reiko, Havoc, and all of those characters were on this list to just do whatever because they didn't need them, that's really, really, really reckless. I'm just saying
I mean, dude, they killed half their roster in Mortal Kombat 9.
Which was a mistake. So.
But they don't care because they brought a bunch of them back already. And the ones they didn't bring back, they brought them back too. They're just revenants, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
Exactly.
Mortal Kombat. Last game doesn't count. And neither does the one before that. It's this one. I don't care if he's been dead. There's only one character that can't come back in Mortal Kombat. It's just like Uncle Ben. It's the Great Kung Lao.
Yes.
He has to stay dead.
Absolutely.
Tip, are you in here?
What's up?
See, that's what a Temp sounds like.
What's up? I tried. I really did. I tried.
That sounds good so far.
Man,
well, I will say you are clipping a little bit, Django. I'm getting about 3/4 of your sentences, but other than that, you sound good.
Well, I might just be being too quiet. Or it might be a robot. I hope not.
We're not in Cyrax territory yet, but I'll let you know if we get there.
Yeah, that's what I was. God, you are loud. It's okay. I can fix it.
Yeah, Reiko. I'm probably the only dude. I don't dislike Reiko. I've never been thrilled by the design. So I like his middle-aged man look in Armageddon for his alternate costume that was kind of redoing the MK4 look. I really like that look. But like the spiked armor with the open chest, I've never been super big on that. But I think the character's fine. I think they could do something really cool with him. I've just never been gunning for Reiko.
I don't think anyone has. That's a problem.
No, there's people gunning for Reiko. All right, Razor for sure is gunning for Reiko.
I want Reiko. He's on all my lists for everything. He's on my grocery list, but he's not. I don't know. I don't think when I say no one's gunning for him, like here, he's like notch or two above.
To you?
Sometimes. Am
I roboting? Is this a real thing? Is this happening?
That shouldn't affect your own recording, should it?
No, but I want to.
Do we sound good though?
Yeah,
actually, I think it is my connection. I got the red line, so keep talking, keep doing what you're doing. I think it's me.
Okay, all
it's
right.
Not you, it's me.
It's definitely one of us. That much, I'm pretty sure about. Maybe. What are we talking about? Cyborg muted himself. Talking to myself. Okay, that's cool. Let's talk about. No, the dude's like a notch or two above Reptile. I love Reiko, but I shouldn't say he's above Reptile. Reptile's in every game almost. Reptile's doing fine.
Yeah, I'll be sad if Reptile doesn't come back. I really liked Nimble. See? I thought Nimble was like one of my favorite parts of MKX.
Do you hear this shit?
So. But that's another reason why it's hard to gun for Reiko. If Reiko comes back, what's he gonna play like? How's he gonna?
I told you how he should play like a billion times. God damn it! No one listens.
You just said grocery list. I didn't know.
No, we did like a billion lists. We did lists last time Mortal Kombat 11 was gonna get revealed.
Oh, you mean okay, I forgot about that.
We fucking did shit, and I was like, he should play like fucking Aquaman. With the hammer and do shit like that. And now he could add in some like Thor moves, I guess, because Thor has a hammer that's like it. So they just have fun and copy off people and hit people with it.
Yeah, I think you're right,
dude.
I think a zoning rushdown hybrid like Aquaman would be good for Reiko as long as it's not stupid strong like Aquaman was. I think that's a good fit for him gameplay wise.
And that's exactly what I said.
He should
back
be able
then.
to do both.
Yeah, no one should be able to do what Aquaman was doing. But besides that, it would be a good thing. Fucking stand there with that goddamn hammer in your hand the whole fucking time and just look like a bitch because you're trying to, you want to intimidate people. Even if you don't feel it, he wants to put that out there.
Yeah, I could picture him like doing like arms crossed and zoning and then getting launchers on the EX meter burn shit.
And then he can throw the shurikens at you.
Oh yes, yeah, that's true. With his arms crossed.
Yeah, they just come out of somewhere. Cool. Listen, don't think about it too much. They just come out. It's over.
Have we discussed any other non-returning characters yet, or because I caught the last bit, but
I don't think that we haven't discussed much of anything besides.
No, we were just kind of shooting the shit.
Oh, there's a lot of shit to shoot.
Is there?
There's
some over there. There's some up there.
It's all around. It's floating. It's I don't want to jinx anything this time, but I don't know. Maybe a big announcement's coming. I can't say for sure.
Don't do it, dude. Man, he did this last time. Man, do you know in 2 weeks we're gonna be talking about Mortal Kombat 11? Don't do it, dude.
I was laughing my ass off because you call me like the shitty MK groundhog, and every time I say something's going to happen, it doesn't for like 4 months.
That's what that dude.
That was funny. I laughed at that.
There's not a better analogy for what you did. Go back to bed, and we'll tell you when Mortal Kombat 11 is here. Groundhog.
I can make you a sweet avatar if you want.
4 more months of no MK.
A groundhog avatar?
No.
I think a groundhog avatar would be kind of sick. I just don't know where I'd go with that.
Now we found like a dude that makes really awesome art. I linked it in the Mortal Kombat chat, and then I've been putting backgrounds on him.
I'm looking at this noob sidebot that you posted up here, and for some reason he kind of looks like a groundhog. He looks pissed, like a pissed groundhog. Put a mask on a groundhog, that'd be kind of tight.
That would be tight.
That would be tight.
As long as it's a ninja, I'm good.
It's like Bill Murray holding the groundhog, but there's a mask on the groundhog.
I'm in. Tell me where to sign. I'm down with that. I'll
I
pre-order.
think you could get the majority of at least casual fan support as long as that groundhog is a ninja. That would probably outsell Fujin as DLC. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it would. I can't play characters that aren't ninjas. I realized this about myself, and I feel like I'm missing out on a lot. But no, I would buy that in a minute because of that. I still want that Ninja Mortal Kombat game. It's just ninjas.
Yeah.
Just ninjas. Because who else do you really need? Come on.
Nobody.
Yeah, fucking who? And you know what? Reiko almost counts because he had a ninja costume that just didn't have the mask.
Pretty much, yeah. He was a Sub-Zero swap with a little more eye makeup.
So just bring him over, and you have to bring in Takeda, and you can bring in you want Frost? Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
We're done. That's better.
Here's a worry I have. There's this ugly trend in fighting games right now where just suddenly alternate costumes are out of style and we just game makers aren't creating them anymore. And NetherRealm's not excluded from that because that's kind of what they did with gear. It's like, oh, we don't need alt costumes. We got gear. And then Soul Calibur was like, we don't need alt costumes. We have custom mode. And Tekken's just like, we'll give you one alt costume and then go fuck yourself. So, yeah, I'm hoping... I don't know. There's this weird ass trend with all costumes right now. So, speaking of Reiko, if he does come back, I would really like that Armageddon MK4 update. I think that would look really good in modern gen. Because one reason I don't like, I know it's nitpicky as hell, but I hate the shaved sides of his head with the slicked back hair. I like the fucking weird crew cut he has with the gray stripe. I thought that was sick.
You don't like, dude, like. They didn't know it, but Reiko is like the most trendy motherfucker because of that right now. Like all the hipster kids have that fucking shit right now, and Reiko just looks like the coolest kid in school. He's a badass out there.
Yeah, you're right. We just all the new guys at work, they all have that shaved sides with the slicked.
Dude, it's hot.
They're all Reikoing. It's crazy.
Is that what it's called? Okay,
that's what that was called now. Yeah.
Hashtag Reikoing. I don't even want to know how to spell that. That sounds hard to spell. Is there... Okay. Listen. I really want to know about it. I've heard there's a lot of, rumors and whatever for other games that's not Mortal Kombat related. I don't know about those. Except for Bloodborne 2, but I don't believe those because everyone always says that shit and it's like a fucking meme. So, are there any non-Mortal Kombat games that sound interesting? For TGAs.
I mean, there's the Rocksteady thing, which they've already said they're not going to reveal anything, but there is always that off chance that they're bluffing, but I doubt that. Trying to think of anything else even remote,
I think I saw the something maybe that Avengers game could finally get revealed.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
I mean, it would, but I don't know. I don't know when. I was gonna say it doesn't feel like the right time, but I don't fucking know when the right time would be. So,
well, aren't they revealing the trailer for Infinity War 2 tomorrow?
That's the rumor, yeah.
Are they? I haven't heard this, man.
On Good Morning America, that's what's going around.
That went viral, but yeah, I have no idea if that's been out there.
Thanos is getting up early, huh? Boy, Good Morning America.
Other than that, just Doom. Doom Eternal is the only thing I'm really looking for. That's not even rumored. That's the thing. So hopefully we'll get more footage on that, but that's all I really am looking at these days.
I gotta plug in. I know there's other games that I was looking forward to. I just can't think of any of them. I mean, they could show... I guess they could show more of, Sekiro, but I mean, I don't really care because it's coming out, a couple months. I'll just fucking play it.
I picked a bad time to not care about samurai games because there's a billion of them, and I don't know shit about any of them. Nor do I really want to know, to be honest with you.
I've told you I'm over the fucking moon about Sekiro. The other one looks cool too, but Sekiro was just cool because it's fucking Tenchu, and I love Tenchu. I want to have all the Tenchu babies. I love Tenchu. If you haven't played Tenchu, go play Tenchu right now. Don't play it; you won't like it. They haven't aged well at all. They have not aged well. But, here comes, what's that guy's name? Miyazaki to the rescue. He can do it.
I have a bad habit in recent months of just playing maybe 8% of a game and then just not having time and then just forgetting I even know the thing. I bought Forza to help pass Soul Calibur, the Soul Calibur way. I mean, it's kind of cool. You just drive through like.
Man, I didn't know times were that rough over there.
Then I bought Red Dead 1. I got I don't know. I went to a few villages, and that was actually not bad. But
no, it's not a bad game. It's kind of an okay one. It's pretty okay.
I don't know. I just wanted to do something else. I got hungry, I guess. I put it down. I played a little bit of Red Dead just so I can get the multiplayer ready. And I made a character, and they told me, you got to go talk to the trained stagecoach, son of a gun. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get to the guy, and there's no prompt to tell me to press something. So I'm like, maybe this isn't the guy. So I go in the house, and there's no one in there.
Oh.
I didn't mean to. What happened?
Did you kill him?
I was like, okay, well, to talk to one other games, you press A. And I don't think A works, so I pressed something else. And then I grabbed him and started screaming at him. And I was like, okay, we got to let him go. So I was like, what is the let go button? So I can't remember what I pressed, but whatever I did, I punched him in the face. He started right away. So if that was a stagecoach, I think I broke the online.
You're playing Red Dead now. That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, so I'm kind of stuck right now, but we'll see how that goes in the following days, weeks. I don't know. Games are hard.
It's a beta. I do hope that gets a little less whatevers. I hope they let you like have more than one character slot. Because I don't know, I like having more than one character, and I like having more than one slot.
I didn't even notice that you only get one character slot.
I'm pretty sure, like per account. Online, yeah. But I don't know what they did is that what they did in GTA 5? I don't know what they did in GTA Online.
I think so, but it's been so long. But I'm pretty sure that was the case.
Well, stop it, Rockstar. You got the money. Just fucking give me another fucking slot.
$10 DLC. It's like that damn Metal Gear Solid Survivor.
Damn it, I'd probably do it too.
Well, I have a question, Cyborg.
What's up?
You excited for Smash? We're pretty close now. Like, very, very close now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it's Smash, so I've played every Smash, and I've played quite a bit with friends. I'm sure I'll play this weekend once or twice.
You keep talking, and I'll be right back. You don't need me for this.
Yeah.
BRB.
No, so I mean, I'll have my friends over this weekend, undoubtedly, on Friday and Saturday night, and we'll smash it up and all that. But it's not something I'm like crazy about. You know, like it's still Smash. You know, it's. I played it at E3. I've played the other Smash games. This isn't going to be something radically different from those. It's just going to be able to play more Smash. Except for now it's going to have the largest roster and the largest... I mean, it's got a ton of cool shit, don't get me wrong, and I'm excited for all of that, but at the same time, like, I'm just hoping for the MK reveal. Like, that's kind of where my mind's at right now.
I was wondering, well, I think for you, one thing that kind of maybe bringing the hype down is it doesn't sound like you're going to play the new characters. And like for me, like Ridley would be really interesting. Like that would get me hyped, even though I'm not super crazy on how they rendered her. But
I might try one or two of the new characters. I mean, I did try Ridley at E3, and Ridley was tight. Incineroar looks like a lot of fun from like a pro wrestling standpoint. Trying to think. I mean, Simon and Richter, I heard were like. I listened to a podcast that they follow like Nintendo games, and all of them agreed that Richter was the most fun that they tried. So, because they got to actually play the full game early, and they all thought Richter was the most fun out of all the ones they tried. So I don't know. I mean, it's not that I'm not excited. It's just that it's like I'll be excited when I get there. I'm not super hyped at the moment type of thing. That's kind of how those games go. It's not like, I don't know. It's just weird, but I'm also it doesn't sound like we're gonna have a big online community, so it's like, to me it's just more like one of those games I'm gonna get where I probably won't play it a whole lot unless friends come over. So I might play it, over the weekend with some friends one night, but it's not gonna be something that I'm popping in every day and going nuts over.
Well, what's strange is that they released it pretty soon, so this is the second Smash reveal we're actually kind of covering, which I never thought would happen. I thought we were at least 2 years away from another Smash. At least 2 years. So, like, we were here. We were podcasting when Smash 2014 came out.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting to me. I can't believe we're seeing another Smash. And I'm not going to play it just because there's too many hoops and other shit, but it does look really good. Like, if I was buying it, I would be really excited right now. And remember, like, I didn't play Smash 4, so a lot of the characters that aren't new to you guys are super new to me. I always thought Wii Fit Trainer was, like, the coolest shit. I always wanted to play that character. I think
I mean, the game's doing a million things right. In terms of fan service, I don't think I've seen a game give more fan service than what the new Smash is. So absolutely, I have nothing negative to say about it. Just like the littlest stuff that I wouldn't even thought about including, such as the stage transition. So now you can choose 2 stages and it'll randomly swap between the stages in mid-combat and stuff like that. That's just amazing to me. The smash meter, instead of the smash ball, you can do the smash meter, so it's more like traditional fighting games where everybody builds up meter over the course of the battle. The smash down, I think, is what it's called, where you select a character on the select screen and then that character is no longer available for you or anybody else, so you can only use each character once, and that goes for everyone in total. So if I use a character that you're second best with, then nobody else can use that after that match, and you just keep going until you've eliminated the entire roster.
That sounds fun. I would really like that. That would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I can only hope that MK somehow finds a way to include this type of fanfare and just extra cool shit that people didn't even know they wanted, or just these fun ideas. Because, I mean, it's like test your luck. Like, nobody wants that because it just completely changes the way that, like, it's super gimmicky. Whereas things like different ways to play, different ways to use the meter, different ways to do this and that and the other thing, I just think, or like choosing a character and you can no longer choose that character, like that kind of thing would encourage people to learn more of the rosters. I don't know. It's just stuff like that they're definitely doing. I think there's over like 800 songs. It's just insane what they're packing into that game. So I think that's, in terms of a fan service, they're definitely doing it. So
I would like Mortal Kombat content that wouldn't expire like after 2 weeks. I mean, that's a big problem for me, is that no matter how many story modes, the rumored adventure mode is true, I would play it. Oh, I may not even play it, but I still haven't unlocked Brainiac to this day. But if I did, I may play it and I may beat it, and then after that, I have to go right back into ranked. Or it's like Injustice, where they're like, "Oh, look at this multiverse! Like, click on this sphere. There's battles." And I'm like, "It's just arcade mode, though. You're playing arcade mode."
No,
like,
I know. I agree.
Call it whatever they want. So I want content that's going to last, like just like you said, the Smash elimination. That sounds great.
Yeah, and they have like team battle in there where you can do, each of you choose 5 characters, and then it's essentially a team battle where after those 2 face off, then you use the next character, and you can have each person doing a different character, so you can essentially do 5-on-5. So I mean, there's all sorts of stuff they're packing into that's just insane. So yeah, no, I was blown away by everything they've revealed for that game. So I only, like I said, if MK adds more stuff, I'm not looking for more single player content. That's just not who I am. That's not the type of stuff I get into. I want more stuff that's going to make it, give us more to chew on online. So if we get tired of playing sets one-on-one, and I've said this, I mean, I've said this so many times over our shows, that give us tag, give us team combat, give us whatever, just give us more modes that are actually worth playing. No, I don't want to play test your might where we get random bonuses and crap like that. Give us things like Puzzle Fighter or just give us more ways to play the damn game in a multiplayer setting where it can be competitive or casual or just for fun. You got King of the Hill, you got the hot seat. Just expand upon it. Give us more stuff to get more people involved. If there's 4 of us online, instead of us doing one-on-one sets or King of the Hill, let's get tag battles or endurance rounds or whatever. I don't know. I feel like it can't be that difficult to allow, even if you don't allow tag from we can tag in and out freely. Why can't we just do a 2-on-2 battle where when, say, me and Django are teaming up to fight you and Redman or whatever, when you defeat one of us, the other person just hops in like an endurance match. Like, is it really that hard to implement such a thing like that to where at least you get the impression that you are working as a team or that you are facing like even like the team versus computer was pretty cool in Injustice, like the boss battles. The only reason why we didn't like keep doing that is because there was nothing more to it. It was literally once we beat the boss, then it's like, oh, well, we did everything we could do. If they would have kept adding new bosses, new challenges, new ways to team up of 3 of you against a boss, then I would have kept pushing to keep playing that mode. But yeah, no,
there were more incentives. The incentive before was like, hey guys, we're gonna get a diamond box. And we're like, okay, cool, diamond boxes. But eventually we all reached a point in the game where it's just like, I don't want or need gear. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. I'm tired of deleting shit out of my limited inventory, and I just don't, no more gear. Just don't even give me any more gear. And it made me not want to play.
Stop giving me this, please.
It's like the opposite of hoarding. It's just like, no, it's like... And the gear started to feel like Jehovah's Witnesses at some point. I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. No more. It made me not want to play the bosses. It's like, I don't want to And even though I don't want, or I say I don't care about gear, for some reason, the reptilian part of my brain is like, you better organize your gear or you may lose the gear you actually want, even though the odds of that happening are nil. And it's what I, quote, actually want is this whole other philosophical question. But I couldn't bring myself to let the game auto-delete my gear. I couldn't do it.
I know, it's a trap. It's just a trap. It's in my video that I put out on gear and how to do it right, it's just a time sink, as we've talked about before. That's its biggest problem is it's just a waste of time, and it's wasting valuable time that you could just be spending playing against others and actually enjoying the game. More than anything, more than the random nonsense, the RNG and all that other crap, it's just managing stuff. I'm the same way. I gave up on gear just because I got tired of managing inventories that I didn't even understand why we needed inventories to begin with. Why we needed like excess inventories where they could spill over, and it's just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, no, it's just ridiculous. But back to where we started with. Just give us more modes, give us more fun things. Like even team combat in MKX, it could have worked if the netcode was good out of the box, like it should be for MK11. That team combat, I feel like, would have worked, because the reason why team combat didn't work is because it took forever to find anybody. And granted, that's because people obviously weren't playing, but why was team combat only 3 versus 3 or 5 versus 5? Why couldn't we just get a 2v2? That way it's more likely that you're going to find people. Why couldn't they have given that more of a spotlight so people actually knew what it was and knew it exists? Like, they didn't, other than mentioning it in like a brief little faction video, the reason why people don't buy into those modes, or they don't really get behind tag, or whatever the reason, is one, you couldn't play with a friend online, a friend from Vietnam online, cable guy reference, and 2, because they don't make it feel like it's an important factor of the game, because at the end of the day 1v1 is the biggest thing that they kept pushing. So make it feel important, make us want to play tag, give us incentive, and if you give us enough incentive and people try it out, they might have fun and they might keep trying it out. If they can play with a friend online against other people, they'll probably keep trying it out.
I feel like there's an easy solution. One solution, because right now, even though Soul Calibur netcode is for the most part okay, there's a clear problem with matchmaking in all modes. So what I'm thinking is have a dual lobby mode where we have real 5v5. So all I have to do is match with one person. Let's say I match with Smoke Man, right? Okay, means I have my own lobby slots. He has his own lobby slots. So once we're matched, I just invite the people I want on my team, on my friends list, and he just invites the people he wants on his team, on his friends list. And you bypass the whole matchmaking thing. All I had to do was find Smoke Man, and then we just kind of, put on the guest list and everyone shows up. That's one way I would do it.
To be fair, in MKX, and we never did this because by the time the netcode was fixed, first of all, we didn't have this community now that we have now back then. We didn't have Discord. We didn't have this all these people just at the standby that are willing to play games with us online like we do now. Had we had that, and the netcode was good in MKX at the time, you can do team combat, just like a private match of team combat. You don't even have to find each other. You can just set up a private match of 3 versus 3 or 5 versus 5, and we could have done that. And if they put that in MK11, we can do that. So that's why at the end of the day, if they don't put in tag, I'd still like to see team combat with the round robin and all of that cool shit that we actually got to do in those 2 times that we got to do it, because we would actually be able to utilize that in MK11 in a way that we didn't in MKX, because us getting 3 versus 3 online at the same time for MK11 wouldn't be difficult.
I remember you could invite the people on your team, but I if I remember correctly, after that, whatever team you're matched up with is random. You have to tell the other person to make their team on the other side and hope you'll get matched up with that active team. I don't think you can search a team. I don't think you can search a player.
No.
I don't remember.
I meant like you can set up. As far as I remember, you can set up a private lobby where you can invite everybody in, and they can go to whichever side they want. You're not matchmaking at all, basically. From my understanding, if it was me and then there's 5 people I know online, I can invite all 5 of those, and then we separate into teams of 3. Like, that is, from my understanding, what you could do.
I don't remember it like that, but if that is true, that is cool. I did not know you could do that in MK11. I thought you could. You invite your own teammates, and then you all just held hands and jumped into the search.
I mean, yeah, we can always look it up. I don't have an easy way to pull MKX up at the moment. But yes, if that is the case, if I'm remembering correctly, we never did it that way. I remember trying to get it organized one night, but it was one of those. Like I said, we didn't have this as we do now, so it was one of those where if one person was gone out of those 6 people, then you're screwed and you're just SOL. So if that is the case, though, where you can do that, I would like that back at MK11, just for that bare bones team combat with the round robin style where we all face each other one time, and whichever team won the most, wins the set or whatever. Like, give us that at least. Give us that. If you can't give us tag, at least give us that. I'm sure they won't, because if they don't give us tag because of not enough people using it, they're sure as hell not going to bring team combat, because I'm sure a fraction of those who played tag played team combat. But like I said, I think it's a matter of it wasn't utilized correctly or pushed correctly or spotlighted correctly, and it was at the time of the netcode being horrible. But anyways, I digress.
Well, this may sound really pessimistic, but I think one reason we have trouble getting a lot of modes that are tailored to us is because WB, from a promotional perspective or standpoint, they want NetherRealm to make modes that they can make a really sick-ass trailer out of. So I think a lot of these team modes that we want, Warner Brothers is like, okay, is that going to sell copies of the game? If we release a 5-minute highlight of this mode, is that going to bring in the Call of Duty fans? And I think even I would have to say probably not. I think a tag trailer would be like, oh man, this game is sick. But I think NetherRealm kind of already made up their mind that they didn't want to put in the resources for tag, at least for MKX. Honestly, I'll be very surprised if tag is not bad. I'll be very surprised. I think the voice has been very transparent on we want tag back. I'm not seeing any counter to that. Almost everyone misses tag, so I'd be surprised if it wasn't back. But I've been wrong about a million things, and I'll be wrong about a million more. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Definitely, I don't know. Either way, tag, team, whatever. Just give us more things to do online. That's kind of my biggest thing is, other than 1v1 or King of the Hill, just give us more variants on stuff. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a completely unique mode like chess combat or anything like that. Just give us more ways to play given the sandbox that you've already laid out. It's like Smash. It can't be that hard to eliminate spots on the select screen once you've used that character. Or the other things that they're offering. Like if MK did something like that, just give us a lot of customization and give us fun ways to play outside of the norm, and don't make them overly goofy where it's like test your luck or whatever, to the point where it's just not really that fun or competitive. I want competitive modes, don't get me wrong. I want competitive, but there's more ways than just one to have a competitive mode.
I also want defined modes. That was a big problem with Test Your Luck. Is if someone's excited to play Test Your Luck, what are they excited for? You have no. I mean, it's all variables. It's like, what are you looking forward to? You have no idea what kind of mode you're going to play.
And that's where I stress competitive, because you can have competitive modes that are different and weird and wacky and stuff, but it's not like take the gear for Injustice, like the gear stats. The reason why abilities and gear stats weren't competitive and why we never used them is because they're no longer competitive when you can have somebody that's level 20 with amazing gear stats versus somebody level 1 with not amazing gear stats. You've lost your competitive element. So
also, no one wants to play against a character that was not properly tested. I don't think anyone looks
or balanced. Yeah, no, I got you. So that's why it's like you can offer, like I said, even if it's an endurance match where it's 2v2 or whatever, it's a quasi tag match where you don't really get a tag in and out, but it's 2v2. At least that's better than nothing, because once again, it can still be competitive. You get 2 players on each side, or you get one really good player with one crappy player versus 2 average players, where it balances out skill wise. Then you still at least have the fun of 4 people fighting each other 2v2. So I mean, there's just more ways to do it than having to. It shouldn't be all or nothing. As much as I want like this robust, amazing tag mode, at the end of the day, I'll just just give me modes that give me options.
Yeah, I was blessed that I got to play Mortal Kombat 9 tag mode with my friends locally, because the tournament scene, we just didn't have enough setups. So it's like, okay, guys, we have 2 setups. There's like 8 of us. So if we want to get everyone to play competitively, we got to do tag, and it ended up being really fun. It was kind of a necessity. We didn't think of it as, hey, we finally got people here, let's play tag properly. No, but we ended up doing it anyway, because that way everyone can get the most matches in, and it ended up being a blast. It was very well received among ourselves.
Yeah,
it's weird phrasing. It was well received among ourselves. Yeah, it was really fun.
We rated it highly.
Yeah.
It did well in the exit polls.
I hope it comes back so you guys can experience MK11 kind of the way I experienced local MK9, and I
got to play a little bit of tag locally. When it first came out, I think my brother had it before it actually came out. Like the weekend before MK9 came out, my brother got it. And so we all went over to his house because he got a copy early. So we all went over there just to play tag. And that was definitely a ton of fun. So, and I even played, like, I'd have a friend come over and we'd play tag online. Like, we'd do the tag ranked matches. So, I mean, it's not that I didn't get to experience it. It's that I want to experience it with you guys in a setting where we actually have this community now and we can play competitive matches, but I want to be able to do it where we're tagging together. So say we run a set for 15, 20 matches, first to 10 or whatever. Once we're warmed up and feeling good, then you and I can jump into a tag ranked against other people online. To me, that's exciting. And I've talked about that a bunch in the past, but that's, to me, the most exciting part. It's not even necessarily 4 of us getting together and playing. That would be cool, but it's you and me going online and testing our skills against other players. To me, it's more of that team mentality of working together to face other people. And then you get into the fun of, finding characters and maining characters that complement each other. So yeah, no, it's just, there's a whole plethora of fun that's opened up when you introduce a mode like that.
Well, I would be really excited to see which teams come out on top of the mountain. Like, because there's going to be you and me are our team, me and Down 4 are our team, you and Down 4 are our team, me and Django are our team, you and Django are our team, Down 4 and I want to see who wrecks the most shit. Because it's not even just that. Because
I'll tell you, it's the team where Redman teams up with himself.
So, dude, that would be crazy if you could play 1 versus 2 and just be like, and like really, I don't know, that would be ballsy as hell. I would enjoy watching that. But
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you do, if you introduce tag, why wouldn't you be able to introduce a endurance round where one person literally faces 2 people and he doesn't get a tag partner? That one person just faces the 2 characters. Like, that's tight. Like, I don't know. It's just, there's just so much opportunity there.
Well, this is also the first game that's coming out since really MKX where everyone's playing the same game. Because even though Benev and Randy are super talented players, they're relegated to Street Fighter Five. That's their turf.
Sure.
Randy plays Soul Calibur. Benev does not play. So he owns Soul Calibur. He does not play Soul Calibur, at least not on the competitive side. But he would play Mortal Kombat. Randy will definitely play Mortal Kombat. So then we get new pairings. We get a different styles in the talent pool now. I want to see how that turns out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, with the community that we have, on any given day, you're at least going to have probably 10 other people to play with. At least when it first comes out, you're going to have like a super big pool to choose from to get people online to play together. I mean, we already have that with some of the other games like Soul Calibur and stuff like that, where we get together and play. MK is just going to be that magnified because that's what we're all here for to begin with. So everybody that's in our Discord, I would imagine, is getting the game sooner or later. And yeah, so we our little play session where we have the core 5, 6, 7 people that we always play with, I think could easily be expanded to 20, and then you really could just on any given night have somebody to game with, whether it be sets, whether it be tag, whatever. Like, I don't know, to me that's exciting. So anyways,
Yeah, that pretty much covers. I would really like to see people team up with other people to kind of cover their weaknesses. Like, for example, I am not great at mix-ups. So I like to play at mid-range, and once someone gets in, I feel like that's where I struggle. I don't make very good reads once I get into the clutch situations. So I like to see who can help me with that. Smokeman is not a bad player, but he likes to block high. He likes to block high a lot. He doesn't like blocking low. So in MKX, I don't know why I kept doing back two, but he just kept blocking. This is eventually like, all right, fine, we'll do back three. I want to fucking do lows all day, every day. He needs to find a player to team up with himself who is good at blocking low. So yeah, I feel like
that's the beauty of tag is you find complementary not just characters but play styles. You get somebody that's like, okay, maybe you get somebody that's more of a zoner like me with Kenshi or something like that, and then I find that I'm being dominated by the opponent, so therefore I tag in, say Razor or whoever. You tag in somebody that's going to be better able to answer to what they're doing. Either their character's better at answering it, or they as a player are better at answering it. So that's kind of the fun. Because, like I said, taking it back to team combat in MKX, when we did that the round robin style where you all face every single person on the other team one at a time, we would coach each other and say, this guy loves to spam this move or low attacks or whatever. He loves to do this combo. We would give each other a heads up and warn each other, hey, this is going on. Make sure you watch out for that. This is where he's weak. That is awesome because as a tag online 2v2, when you're not tagged in, you can help the other person learn and say, look, you're making this mistake. Make sure you stop. Like, do this. This is how you get around that. Or he keeps, you might notice something that the player's not noticing. He never blocks low or whatever. So that way you can help your partner get in there. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff. Like I said, to me, I would absolutely just be blown away with hype and excitement if tag is revealed. But it can't just be where you tag same console online. It has to be where you tag with somebody else from another location online, and you can do that. To me, that's where the fun truly begins. Because as much as I love 1v1, having that as another option to me is going to expand my enjoyment and make it so I don't get burned out nearly as quickly. Because to me, the fastest burnout for me is like, okay, we've played one-on-one a bunch, we've gone back and forth on who's better, but when you finally get to the point where I can't keep up anymore, it's like, oh shit, well, I'm screwed. Okay, how about we go play tag now? How about we go and team up against these people? Like, to me, that's hella fun.
I was going to say that part of the people who are going to benefit the most from tag are not even really you and me. It's going to be the people who don't normally play fighting games, and we can do our own little, I don't know if you've seen Role Models before, but we can do like our own Sturdy Wings kind of program, where if you're not good at the game, you can just kind of jump in with one of us, and be like, okay, cool, well, no.
Exactly. No,
Big Brother program.
Oh, what's up, Jacob?
Like a Big Brother program.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you guys okay? The kids don't know how to play fighting games. They're all by themselves. Come hang out. We'll have fun, man.
It makes sense. That's how we did it when we played locally. Is there were certain friends that weren't good at Mortal Kombat, so that's why they never bought the game.
Gross.
But they actually considered buying the game because they enjoyed tag mode so much. So I mean, it is a thing. It is an idea that if you're not very good at the game, you can tag with somebody that is really good, because then they can at least, carry you to a victory of some sort. So, yeah, no, it's just, there really is no reason to do it other than if they just feel like nobody's interested or budgetary or whatever, they don't think they can balance it. But like I said, it doesn't have to be the super robust where you're doing assists and all this other stuff and going crazy with it. Just even the mode itself of being able to do 2v2, however simple it is still appealing to me. So as for what Chrome said in the chat, MK3 tournament mode, 6v6. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. Like I said, just give us everything. As much as you want. Like, give us 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, 5v5, 6v6. Now, I don't expect all those to be individual players. That's where you're going to really get crazy with connections. I don't expect 6 people tagging in and out as they feel like. No, that's insane. But, I mean, if, like, I want to pick 5 people and face temp where he picks 5 people, like old school tournament style, yeah. Or even be able to run tournaments online where you actually have pre-made brackets where you sign up, like, at this time, and you get 15 people on the or 16 people on the Discord, and they come in and you actually can make the bracket. That's something Smash has as well, where you can pre-assign, okay, this person, basically what you do is you fill in everybody that's playing and they choose their characters and put in a name, and then the game will automatically put the bracket together based on all of those people. Like, why can't we have something like that online? That would be amazing. One mode that I said a while back was, I want boss battles. I want to be able to do, like, where essentially if you have 8 people online, you choose the ladder, basically. So you choose who's the boss at the top of the ladder, you choose who the sub boss is, and then the other ones just get cycled however, or you can do it based on skill where you actually manually choose what the ladder looks like. And then you designate one person to try and fight their way up the ladder, usually obviously starting with least skilled, going up higher skilled. And then when that person fails, maybe they get one retry or whatever, and then if they fail again, then they run out of continues, and then they go to the bottom of the ladder, and then whoever else that they failed against, they get to go and try and fight the ladder. Whatever, I don't know, stuff like that. Like, why can't we get modes like that online where you're taking a classic thing, the arcade ladder, but you're filling it with all player characters? To me, like, that's the kind of cool shit that we should be able to do. Like, those are the ideas that, and Django had an idea that spawned off of that, dealing with, like, KI ghosts. We talked about that before as well, where what are they called, shadows?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Shadow Wars is the mode,
Shadows.
but I never played it, honestly. I never mapped out the whole Shadow
basically,
Wars
from
thing.
what I remember Django saying was,
Yes, remind me of my idea, because I don't remember.
It's been a while. I think I put this in one of the videos where basically KI has shadows that they learn your behavior. They learn that you like to block low, or you like to rush down, or you like to do this and that. And it essentially, it learns your behavior and downloads it much like a ghost in Mario Kart or whatever. So that records your behavior. Well, this is essentially doing the same thing, and you can fight your friends' shadows. So basically, Temp, if you're not online, well, I can fight your shadows. So if you play Sub-Zero and I jump online, I can fight your Sub-Zero as best as it records your movements, the way you play, rush down or whatever, and it just kind of, it acts in a way that it's seen you play often. It takes the things that you do most, the combos you do, all of that
really
type
fun
of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why can't we do that? Like, there's so many things they can offer online beyond just 1v1 and King of the Hill. Like, there's just so many other ways to play that I will be... It's not the thing that I need most in MK11, but that is definitely something that would get me super hyped, is if they had tag, they had team combat, they had these shadows, the tower idea I had. That kind of stuff is the type of stuff that I want as options to play online, because the more ways to play online, in my opinion, is going to keep people interested.
Well, I know, I'm sure I've talked about this before, but one of my favorite things ever is when GGA in Chicago did the human arcade ladder. They brought in Slips to play all the GGA guys in an arcade ladder format. So the first person was, I think, God, it was a guy who used to do the streaming stuff, but his Reptile was first, because in Mortal Kombat 2, that's usually who you fought first, is Reptile, right?
Right.
And then I think Slips got to the 5th match, he couldn't beat it, but they got Waffles, probably the best smoke player of all time, and they got Phil Pops, who plays Noob Saibot, and Slips had to fight Noob Smoke in tag mode. It was so fucking great. And I don't think he got past. I actually played Phil Pops at Evo. He was actually he was in my pool. I actually played him, and I got to the final match of the final round.
Nice.
Or the final round of the final match.
And you botted him, right? You wrecked him.
I didn't know. I played Nightwolf as a secondary, so I didn't know Smoke could parry the fucking clones because Nightwolf can't deflect him, right?
You didn't know that?
Fuck.
Dude, come on.
I know, scrub, right?
Jesus Christ.
I've leveled up since then. I'd like to play him again one day. In a much
You do a
better,
gameplay
less glitchy
podcast.
game.
What do you...
Yeah, I know. Phil Pops, if you're out there, I'm calling you out. Anyway, so yeah, that was really cool. I would love to make an arcade ladder of my friends, just see how far I can get. I think that's tight.
No,
That'd be really, really fun.
And why? I mean, like I said, that's just one of those things where, yeah, other than like programming in and coming up with the design of what that looks like, the overlay, but I mean, even then, you just take it right out of what the arcade ladders look like in the game. You bring that online, you let the players choose where they want to be on the ladder, and then you have the person make their way up the ladder. Like, it can't be that hard to program something like that. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's something they just throw together in 10 minutes or an hour, or even a day.
It has to be easy, damn it. Just do it.
But I think something like that, I don't even think something like that's been done. So why not? I mean, that is the classic way to play a fighting game, right? Is that arcade ladder. So why not be able to play that arcade ladder against actual people? To me, that's just badass.
Dude, I would love to be like the match, like third from the top. So if they actually make it to me and I body them, it'll be like, oh, eat that shit. That's what I'm talking about.
And then you could do like, I mean, there's other ways to do it too. Is like, say you don't do it in a private match, but you do it in like you can search for it, much like in Dead by Daylight, you can. Or even Friday the 13th to an extent. Basically, you choose your preference, right? You choose whether you want to be the killer or you want to be a survivor. In Dead by Daylight, you actually get to just flat out choose to only play the killer or play the survivor, and you can just match make like that. So if you want to play the killer, you'll just be put into a match where you're the killer and there's a bunch of survivors. So it guarantees what you are. If you did it in this sense, what this ladder idea is, say we get to make like a 5 or 6 person ladder, we can choose to be either going up the ladder or you can choose to match make where you are placed in the ladder. So something like that would be cool where we make like a nether cast.
Slowly remembering this idea.
Maybe we could like make like a nether cast ladder with all 5 of us or whatever, and then they have to make like random people come in and try and make their way up the ladder. And we have a prize.
Talked about that with our fans. Like we would actually we'd have the fans like play our own assembled kind of like our own ladder. And I think my job is y'all were telling me to play as Goro, so I can be like the sub boss or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's why I brought up Man, I'm sorry, I'm just remembering from a year. How long ago was it that I said that? Man,
we've
this
been doing
is weird.
this so long, man. Who even knows?
That was
I'm doing the Jesus touch the finger
early this year.
painting with myself through years of whatever. God, yeah, that would make sense. That would make more sense to have something like the Shadows, because it's not gonna be that often you have all your friends online available to do a whole ladder, but it'd be fun to do the ladder. So you throw in Shadows in there, you can do it whenever you want. You can kick everybody's ass all day long, and then you send them the message, and they get the message. I kicked your ass. Fuck you. And
Dude,
that's sick. That'd be tight.
I was gonna say Ishii's onto something brilliant here. I'm reading the chat right now, and
thinking the same thing.
It'd be cool, like if you put like Brusque in like the fourth slot. He's like the 4th opponent you fight. If you get a perfect on Brusque, you can assign Django to the secret slot, and you get to fight Django as a secret battle. I think that is so tight.
No, come on. Come on.
But I mean, like, yeah.
Follow, take notes.
why can't we do this kind of cool crap? Like, maybe it won't be used a ton, but just the idea of, it makes me think of games where you can do, like Smash, where you can choose all your settings in the customization menu of how you want to play. You want to put this item on, but turn this item off, or you want to make them their rate of how often they drop. You choose, the stages, whether they have hazards or not. Like, there's just so many options in Smash, whether you're playing time, stock, coin battle, whatever the hell. Why can't we have more options for our online experience for MK? Why can't we do these kind of crazy, cool matchmaking, or even like Halo or shooter games where you choose like these custom match options? Why can't we have that? Because you can still be competitive.
You guys are going to get pissed whenever I start talking shit about, bullshit a little bit. It's going to make you sad because it makes me sad.
Well, either way, the custom options are lacking, and I would love more custom options for online. That is something I've said for years, because I know even leading into Injustice, I had those same thoughts of just give us more options to play. Like, even if it's like, take all your test your might or your test your luck or whatever, random modifiers. Why can't we just choose, okay, we both get increased speed by 50% or 25%. Like, you can still be competitive and play that way to the point where we're both on an equal playing field, but then it just becomes zany fun. It's not fun, it's not competitive when you have random modifiers where each of us are on a completely different playing field, where I can get 5 good things and you can get 5 bad. Like, that's where it gets dumb. Like, give us options where, I don't know, it's just stuff like that I think should be options. Give us more customization.
They heard that, but they took that to mean gear. And boy, did they deliver. They really listened, man.
I'm gonna real quick ask you guys to buy me 5 minutes so I get something to drink and use the restroom real quickly. But y'all keep going.
I guess I'll spot you. That'd be fine.
But yes, no, it's just, those are my frustrations when I think about it, is just missed opportunities where you can take go the extra mile to give these extra modes both locally and online. You can do these fun things. It doesn't have to be the same old. And I can't think of any other fighter that are doing a lot of these things that we're talking about. Obviously, you have fighters that are tag, right? You have fighters that have the shadows, so on and so forth. But the level of customization with your battles and the way you fight, to me, you just don't get that in a fighting game. You don't really get those options to be able to customize your experience and the way you fight. Like, I just don't understand why you can't do that. And yes, maybe it's not in player matches or ranked or anything crazy like that, but in a private match, if I invite you to play, why can't we set all these crazy different rules that we want to play in? Like, I don't know. Why not have a sandbox?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's way harder for people. Like, it's so counterintuitive. It's a lot harder in a lot of ways for studios like NRS to do that stuff than it is for studios like Iron Galaxy, who does Killer Instinct, to do wacky weird stuff. I mean, and they did. They've done more wacky weird stuff than Mortal Kombat. Right. Mortal Kombat, like over at NRS, they gotta like get paperwork and approval and all this bullshit, like, just goes on and on and on. It's harder to actually to take risks, to try things. So sure. It's just a weird thing where, like, success kind of holds you back a little bit. It kind of makes things complicated, unfortunately.
Right. They got to play, even though they get more opportunities for, like I've said in the past, with WB, they got to hire, they've got a greater budget, they get better advertising, so on and so forth. With those benefits are obviously going to come with more restrictions and more overseeing, more rules, more checks and balances, so on and so forth. Absolutely. I could definitely understand and see that. Just like other things, like in terms of like customized rules, why can't we turn fatalities off? Like, why is that not a thing? Like in private matches or in King of the Hill, why can't you just turn fatalities off? Why can't you turn this off? Why can't you turn brutalities, whatever, off, or one button fatalities, or what? Like,
or mandatory. If you don't kill me with the brutal, I win.
Exactly. Like, why? These are the ideas, man. Like, you keep going until somebody actually can do a brutal and finish them off, or I don't know, like these are the ideas. Like, why can't we have these, like the old cheat menu in the old games that you'd enact in, like in Mortal Kombat 4 or whatever? Like, why can't we get more of this crazy stuff?
Man, I agree with you.
I mean, it's just like
I'm really
games.
hoping that with I do this every time, but you know, maybe this time it'll be different. But maybe it will be different. Maybe with a little extra time they have in their dev cycle, allegedly, it'll be useful. And it's not just them waiting for some stupid reason. It probably is, but you know, whatever.
Or like even like the Smashdown concept, where you once you've chosen a character and the other person chose a character, those characters are off the table for the remainder of the set. Like, that's an option. Mm-hmm. Or blind picks only, so you have no idea what the other person's choosing at all. Or random select, where it's forced random select, where both people have to randomly select. Like, why are these not options that you can turn on? Random costumes, random whatever. Obviously, we have random stage.
Well, just let us play in first person. We can punch each other in the headbutts and whatever. Like, just do
play with the Kinect. You know?
Oh my god, that'd be crazy.
But those
first
are
person combat, Jesus.
But Temp, you missed it. But like, basically, I mean, along with that customization menu, comes off like turning off fatalities. So if I create a match, like a private match, and somebody comes in, I can switch an option that just says no fatalities. I mean, like, why is that not a thing?
Turn on an option that says no picking Sonya, or you know,
you can just shut characters down. You should be able to. If you do a King of the Hill, you create a private match. In a private match, anything should go. If you come into my
King
match,
of the Hill, bitch, it's my rules.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's the whole thing.
You all have to play Quan Chi.
If you are the private match leader or whatever, you're the one that created that. Why shouldn't you be able to? Or you could even bring it to like a vote or something.
Social Darwinism take its course, and you're going to play all by yourself all day long.
I'm just saying, like, you could be able to check out like what the rules are before you join that match. I don't know. Come on now.
Sonya only.
But yeah. These are the things.
Man, you're getting me hyped with talk like that. Ooh.
Man, right when you said Temp, you missed it. Like, that's right when I put the thermometer in my mouth.
Are you sick?
I'm sick right. Yeah, I'm sick right now. At least I think I am. I don't know. According to the thermometer, I'm like 96 degrees, so apparently I'm dead.
According to the thermometer, you're sick.
Yeah, well, the Tylenol's probably
says.
kicking in now, so I wonder if that brought the fever down. But work sucked, and my vacation time is also my sick time, so I couldn't go home. So fucking yeah,
those bitches.
No, I would love the idea of making my own rules in the lobby, because you know what rules I'm going to make. No fatalities, brutalities only, and probably
and Sonya only.
Oh gosh, man! Oh, yeah. I hope that. I'm not rooting for or against the rumors, and I honestly, it doesn't really matter to me if they're true or not. I don't have a horse, but if that Sonya's not coming back rumor is true, I got my Roman candles ready. That's all I'm saying. But that's me.
Hey, what? Well, you guys don't record a podcast anymore, right? Another cast?
Apparently, no.
So, like, there's not been anything recorded where you guys actually talked about the rumors, has there?
No.
Nah.
Maybe we should do that, because I've forgotten them all anyway, and I am kind of curious of what they were.
Well, it's almost like the Smash situation where there's two sets of rumors, and you got to kind of piece them together and see what seems plausible and what doesn't. And I have not done that yet. Once I heard there were rumors, I was like, yeah.
No, I'm just happy that there are rumors. It's like the more there are, the more likely it is that there's actually a game, because there's leaks. As we learned last time, you know, the only way NRS can reveal a game without leaks is if they don't have a game. So, you know, it bodes well if there's more bullshit out there.
Well, I mean, if somebody wants to pull them up, we can run through.
Yeah, where I don't know where to go. Where do they live? It was on 4chan initially, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't even remember. One was on Reddit, one was on 4chan, I think.
I think there's an Event Hubs article. All the knowledge I got was from the the Max video, but there's an article now on Event Hubs. Let me see. I don't know if it's going to be
Max
helpful or
video,
not.
you say?
Yeah, he always does the rumor videos, and that's sometimes he's on the mark, a lot of times he's not. But this time, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit of both.
Oh God, there's so many articles today. Fucking. Okay, let's go to the bottom of the page. Here we go.
Man, they're just advertising their license.
It's actually an Event Hubs article about the Maximilian video. Okay,
I mean,
this
why
is
not?
useless. This is absolutely useless. I don't listen to any of this shit. But really, the important, only part of the leak I really cared about was that they announced that X amount of characters aren't coming back. Sonya and Johnny Cage are two of them. I can't remember the others. Kung Lao might have
Did you
been
say
one of
Mortal
them,
Kombat X characters are not coming back? That's what I heard.
11 characters? New
11.
MK. New MK will not have Sonya, Johnny Cage, and some other characters I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly which ones it was, but yeah, I mean the ones that you would expect that we've all been kind of talking about probably need a break. Your Sonya, to a lesser extent Johnny, Jax, Kung Lao, I think we're both on there as well. I'm not sure who else. Maybe Reptile.
I don't know. I don't think it was Reptile. I think it might have been Ermac, but again, I can't remember.
Yeah. It said that Fujin was in.
Yes.
It talked about that there's going to be an adventure mode in addition to the story mode, and the adventure mode is going to be online co-op.
That's right, Fujin.
Yo, Ishii, do you remember the character lists?
Yeah.
Oh, it said, I think that same one said Reiko and Shang Tsung are teaming up and they're under Kodal or something like that.
Oh man, I even though again I don't have a horse, God, that'd be so boring. The Shang Reiko alliance. I mean, whatever. Maybe they'll make it really cool if it is true.
There was one that said that there's going to be a female.
They should give Reiko a
Cotton.
horse. That'd be sick. He has one of Quan Chi's horses. That'd be tight.
Then there was two separate
Him and
ones.
Sub-Zero could air fight on his dragon.
Everything I just said was one, and then there was another one that was a roster leak. It was just covering mainly the roster, and it was saying all these characters are going to be in, and these ones aren't, so on and so forth.
I just pulled up one. This is a different one. This is another set of rumor leaks.
One was really, really poorly written. That's all I remember.
We should just call it reeks. Rumor leaks are the same difference. I found a brand new reek.
Oh yeah, tag mode was coming. That was one of the things.
Yeah, that was
I'm
the
pretty
thing.
sure.
I mean,
What
if
are
I
you
was going
talking
to fabricate
about?
a leak, I probably wouldn't say anything all that different from all that stuff. I would
Right.
absolutely put tag mode in there.
That's kind of my thought on it. Was
Takeda
it
is
was all
conflicted about the
pretty-
war. Okay,
pretty safe.
this sounded okay. Cool.
Yeah, it was all
Reeks?
pretty safe predictions. That's
No,
why
it's less
I'm not-
Scooby Doo ishy. It's
entirely-
more offensive, like Japanese. Sorry. I gotta stop.
It said something like the character choosing from Injustice story mode will be back. Just weird things like that.
Yeah, I mean, God, like I said, if I wanted to play it safe, I would that last one especially I would throw in there as just there's gonna be branching character paths.
No, yeah, it was done in a way that, like I said, it's not gonna be, other than the adventure mode, like a co-op adventure mode also coming with the story mode, as a separate thing. That was the only thing that I found a little bit I don't know about that. It would be cool, but I'm not entirely sure they're gonna go that direction. And put the resources into something like that. But at the same time, everything else just seemed like, okay, yeah, that's not too surprising, other than maybe either Reiko teaming up with Shang thing, which is odd. I feel like Ishii's messages are just slowly disappearing. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, this one is it's gonna have all the legacy characters: Johnny Cage, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Sonya, Kano.
Kano was one, yes. That's right.
Apparently, there's a leak for all walks of life.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year. Anytime there's even rumblings that it might be announced, people start coming out with your MK timelines, menu screen, and all the other crap that people have been throwing out there.
Trimmer, Triborg, and Rain. The base roster.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I'm actually cool with that. Bring on the ninjas. I don't care. I love all the ninjas.
I don't know about the Triborg part, but yeah.
All of them. Triborg has to fight Sector, Cyrax, and Boraicho.
I mean, it's just hard to even like even if it's true, like I don't know, like if Triborg's in the reveal for MK11, it's just like without the data, it's hard to even like latch on to anything yet. It's just so early, you know. It's like
Tim, or is Mortal Kombat 11 only a day away?
I mean, do you want me to groundhog this shit? Because I will.
No, I know you will. Don't do it.
What do we think chances are? I mean, I think that's a pretty good question.
Don't stop that. What are you doing?
I think chances are fair. I want to give it a.
We're fucked.
All right, you know what, Cyber, you go first. I'll plead the fifth on this. I'll let
I said
your chances.
I believe I said a day or two ago that I gave it 75% chance of happening. Now, I'm probably backing off on that a little bit. I'm probably going to go more... I don't know. Like, to me, it just makes so much sense to do it, but at the same time, the fact that we haven't heard even any sort of rumbling from them at all, which is fine. That's not a deal breaker, but I don't know. I'm just having flashbacks to E3 in Combo Breaker. Like, I feel like we've been through this before, to the point where we're kind of in that same boat where we're all putting in our minds that it makes so much sense. They gotta tease it now or reveal it now, and it's like, but I'm like, but do they? Like, I guess if they don't do it here, it's next E3. But are they gonna wait a full year in between revealing? And my thought process is, they said they want to change up their cycle. To me, waiting an entire year and then doing the exact cycle that they've done in the past, but sans just waiting one additional year, that to me isn't really changing up a cycle. I guess it's delaying the cycle by a year, or adding a year.
Well, I mean, they're adding a year onto dev time,
right?
So for them, it's changing it. They get another year of doing what they do.
Fair.
And Avengers 4, man, all those guys come back as Revenants.
But I guess, like, to me...
Man, poor Falcon.
To me, it would be more effective and more exciting if they actually revealed it at a different time of the year and released it at a different time of the year. And in general, have a different marketing cycle. I've said in the chat, what would make me most happy is if they reveal it at VGA. And the reason why they waited that 6 months is more so to not have that 5-month gap where there's no news, like we've gotten in the past 2 games that we've covered with MKX and Injustice 2, where from October to February, you really don't get shit. So I'd rather avoid that, and maybe that's what they were doing, is lead with their best foot forward. People have talked about, making sure the models look better when they first reveal it. I don't necessarily think it's that. I think it's more they just want to take more time to do their stuff and to just be able to do things more on their own schedule rather than feel like they're just sticking to the same thing every time. So anyways, perfect world for me. They'd reveal it at VGA, and then it would come out around anywhere from August to October. So you'd still have 8 or 9 month, or no, yeah, it'd be about 9 or 10 month marketing cycle. So that's about what they've done. But I guess I would prefer that better.
I would say
kind of where I'm at.
One benefit to this game, this is all theoretical, but I think there's good grounding for this theory. I think if you have a bigger roster this time, you may not need the dead cycle anyway, even if there is more time, because if there's 30 characters, I predict there'll be 29 or 30 characters. I think it would be really weird if you add that much more development time and you don't have a bigger roster. I think that would be strange, even if the game comes out in December. Although I think October, like, if they reveal the game Thursday, I think October is a likely release date.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because, I mean, they used to always put out the games in the fall anyways. They didn't change to the spring until they became officially NRS under WB. So, which I'm not complaining. I like the spring release because it's less cluttered than the fall releases are. But, yeah, I don't know.
I love spring.
I don't want to. Basically, I don't want to wait. Worst case scenario to me is waiting until pre E3 for them to do their usual reveal, and then they have their normal gameplay reveal at E3, and then we wait an entire year till 2020 in the spring to play it. So basically, we've waited a year just to delay it by a year, which
damn,
maybe
look
we
at this
end
Liu
up
Kang.
with,
He's like a girl.
maybe we end up with a better game if that is the
hot.
case. But to me, that would be disappointing. I like I said, ideally, it'd be revealed now, and then it comes out next October, and then we go to E3 and we get to play the game at E3. To me, I would love that. To be able to actually play the game at E3 would make it all worth it.
I just want this fucking shit to be over. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Stop it. Just fucking announce the game so we can stop doing this. I'm tired of doing this. Tim keeps sabotaging everything. We have to do it over and over again. We're trapped in a loop. I want out.
Well, that's one reason why I think I'm so much more positive on MK11 is because MKX came out around, or was coming out around a time where there was no Street Fighter V yet, there was no Soul Calibur 6 yet, there was no Tekken 7 yet. So I did nothing filled that MK9 void. Injustice, even though I like Injustice 1, didn't age well, but I liked it at the time. It was an MK9, and I didn't play it like I played it. I think I dropped Injustice 1 about 3 months after the game came out because I was so frustrated with Online Scorpion. But yeah, that MK9 void, there was nothing there, and I'm like, MKX has to be good because I'm homeless if it's not. I have nowhere to go. So I think this time it's going to be a much healthier cycle for me because I can just breathe. I can just enjoy it. It's not good or bad. It's not like MKX was like a hostage situation to me. I even said on the graveyard shift, I was so glad when April finally hit because it's like,
Jesus,
good or bad, I'm free now. It's not, the weight was just so unhealthy and I was just in a bad spot for weight. This time, like, I'm not like, following every thread, hoping for something that often wasn't there. I was hoping for a lot of characters that weren't there, and that's fine. They don't owe me anything, but it's not that poisonous hope I had for MKX. It was like before they announced Shinnok, I didn't even have a main yet. I'm like, who the fuck am I going to main in this game?
Man, Shinnok's tight. I'm gonna miss that guy. Yeah. He needs to like, they need to buff him so he doesn't have to come back like just once every reboot. He should come back a couple times. Come on.
That's the bane of modern.
He needs to renegotiate his deal.
Yeah, I mean, more than ever, you're now throwing dice with a new game if you want your character to come back. Because there's so much content, there's so much legacy. Like I've sort of abandoned the idea of like maining a character throughout a series now because you just never know. So I'm more than prepared to main Nightwolf. If Lee May's in there, great. I'll give her a try. That's the thing. It's not a legacy game. Not true. At least we don't think it is yet. So even if you get your character, there's no guarantee they're going to play the way you want them to play. So
that's what you're talking. Okay, yeah.
So I feel like in this case, let's see. I'm open to maining whoever looks cool and whoever feels fun. And that wasn't even true of Injustice. In Injustice 2, I had 3 characters who I wanted to main. And if one of those 3 worked out, I was probably, pulling my cards away.
But I had that MKX too. So
I was kind of a little bit of both. With MKX, I was obviously all about like all in for Kenshi.
Jackie.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Kenshi, and then you couldn't be more wrong.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. Not at all. But no, I was all about Kenshi, and obviously that didn't work out at the beginning. So then I gravitated towards Katana, who I actually like when they first revealed her on the stream. I was like, man, she looks like a ton of fun, more fun than I ever thought she looked. I wasn't a big fan of that character up until MKX. Her design, her gameplay, everything just appealed to me.
It made her a ninja.
Yeah, no, which is the ninja.
It's like, go figure. Wow.
I know, right? So they just sprinkled that ninja dust on there, and it worked.
That's amazing.
But no, I played her, and that was up until that point, she was the most fun I've ever had with a fighting game character in any game I've ever played. So I obviously gravitated towards her and had a blast, but I wasn't expecting to play her going into the game. I expected to be all in on Kenshi. And then I eventually got to Kenshi later in the game. I started having fun with him, but to me, Katana was the star of MKX for me. Injustice 2 was not the same, because obviously it kind of was, because obviously I wanted to play Dr. Fate, Ivy, and Scarecrow. Fate didn't really appeal to me in terms of the way his style was. He's very slow, very methodical. I like fast characters. I like to be all over the screen as fast as I can, with some zoning, some rush down, a little bit of mix. But so Ivy was that for me, and then Scarecrow was kind of different but fun. But I didn't get into Dr. Fate, so I kind of had an experience like that for both, in a sense. So going into MK11, honestly, if they reveal Cyrax, he probably won't be my main, just because I've never really mained Cyrax. He's just one of those characters that I can never really get my finger on him, so to speak, in terms of his gameplay. I always play him, like I learn him and have fun with him, but he's never my best character. So I would probably lean towards if Frost is in. I would imagine she's probably got to be up more my alley.
Frost, wow.
I imagine she would be a quicker Sub-Zero, which I love Sub-Zero. He's my favorite of the ninjas. So basically, if I can have a quicker version of that in female form, sign me up. So I'd probably play Frost as my
that dude was pretty fucking fast in MKX.
Yeah, in a sense, like his actual combos and stuff felt fast, but his movement to me as a katana player
basically you're just saying like he didn't have the ninja run. That's what it was. Listen, I understand the ninja run because she gave it to Robin, and it's good. It's a good move.
MKX Sub feels fast comparatively because Sub-Zero is kind of a fat ass in MK9.
Oh my god, he's a fat ass. He is a tank in that fucking game.
Yeah, he slimmed down quite a lot for MKX, dude. He started wearing his Fitbit and got his shit together. So comparatively, yeah, that's the fastest Sub-Zero since probably.
That was the weirdest fucking thing. After so much MK9, because that's like the only dude I played. I played a little bit of Smoke, but that was just a fucking shitty online Smoke. I played Sub-Zero through that whole thing, and man. Well, these guys aren't even the same character. Jesus Christ, who is this?
Even though they sped up Sub-Zero, like the sped up Cryomancer Sub-Zero still lost to fucking Pog Zero Grandmaster who fucking.
Oh god, come on.
Oh no. Anyway, yeah.
So many issues.
Like, even though MKX is by no means my favorite game, there's a lot of little things I like a lot inside it. Like Cryomancer, I think is beautiful. I loved Nimble. I love the variation system. And I like Run. People piss on Run all day, but I think Run was not the game's problem. I think if they just buffed anti-airs and created like a better, it just gave the characters better, faster normals to stuff Run. Because Run is in Soul Calibur, Run is in KOF, Run is in Tekken. It's not broken in any. Run is in fucking Omen of Sorrow. You can run in that game, and it's not broke.
Omen of Sorrow.
I never used Run in Ultimate MK3. I didn't use it in MK4. It just didn't feel like my mind couldn't keep up with that level of speed, so I just didn't. I never used it. I just I didn't play competitively, so
I
it was
forgot
never
about that. Maybe the run felt weird because they didn't do that yell whenever they run, like they did back then.
Even when MKX came out, though, I remember when you and I were running sets, you would use Run, and I just didn't. So to me, it felt really weird. But once I got used to it, I would never not want it. It just feels natural to me to be able to just have that card to play where you just fucking bull rush your opponent and then stop short while they whiff, and then you open them up for it. To me, that's such fun.
And then for some reason, they put that stupid stamina meter in there, and it didn't do anything. That shit had almost no bearing on that game whatsoever. It was just fucking there.
Well, I say the stamina because it's like if you run in and it doesn't work out, they block your oncoming attack. You lost your backdash. You don't have a backdash anymore. So
we've done more than one episode talking about that stamina bar.
Yeah, we don't need to revisit that.
That stamina bar was, for me, the Injustice 2 meter system in general. It was just that, it was kind of like, what are you guys even, what are you trying to do? This is the stupidest gameplay design ever in the history of anything, ever. And that's not hyperbole.
Not even?
I researched that.
A little bit.
But yeah. And I've said before, I hope it's only 2 variations this time.
Yeah, that'd be alright. I'd be okay with that.
I just think, with the 3...
I like variations, but...
Yeah, no, I like variations, too. if they go two distinct variations that really separate their play styles between the two, and you can tell each one is unique of itself, and whatever moves they were thinking for a third, you can, kind of figure out a way to put them in each one to
make them gear moves,
bulk them up a little bit. No, definitely not that.
Do that.
But yeah, no, I don't know. The 3 to me is just a little overkill. I feel like most characters in the game, at least from my understanding, didn't have 3 fun ones or good ones or interesting ones or ones worth having. Usually it was 1 or 2 per character.
I mean, and a lot of the characters kind of were like that. They had 2 really good variations. The third one was like, this one was the one that we weren't sure about. This is like the bottom of the barrel. Like, man, if they would have done that with Sub-Zero and split what was it, Unbreakable between the other 2, man, me and Temp would have had some fun fights. I get the ice armor. And Temp can get nothing. I don't know what Cryo really needs. He doesn't really need anything. That would be really fun.
What I would have done is, to fix the Cryo Grandmaster matchup, I would have had Sub-Zero have a better hitbox on his down 2, so you just down 2 the clone and get it out of the way and proceed with his But the problem is you still have infinite clones. There's no clone meter like there was in Injustice, so it's still a long fucking day. But if he could remove the clone, at least temporarily, at the very least, I can kind of nudge you into the corner eventually. What's up?
Are you saying you want to uppercut my clone?
A little bit.
What do you? But wait, I mean, how does it work? Wait, you have armor? What do you say? Oh, wait, when you hit it with the golf swing, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it was immune to everything except projectiles. That was my understanding. So if I could knock out the clone with a non-projectile, okay, granted, I'm still taking a risk, because while I'm in that, I'm basically whiffing an attack right in front of you in the hope of getting rid of your clone so I can continue my offense. Yes. At least in theory, I can kind of push you into the corner, even though all I'm doing is resetting the neutral, and that's if it works. You could slide me on reaction, but I don't know. Like, it's something. It's an idea, but that matchup was completely broken.
Of course.
Yeah, it was busted as hell.
Man, no, that really should be pretty fun. Like, you could uppercut my clone, but only if you never touched it. Just your sword would touch it. So
that's another thing. Yeah,
that would have been cool. That would have been fun. It's kind of dumb, but that's kind of what makes it fun.
Another cool thing is, I always thought it would be cool if Sub-Zero could meter burn his shield and use it as a charging star sort of attack. Where instead of if he knows you're not going to attack, if you're going to wait out the parry, he can meter burn it and charge forward and knock you down. I thought that'd be so cool.
What shield?
The Unbreakable shield.
Oh, I forgot about that move.
Unbreakable, I think, was a lot of fun in the final patch of the game. I really like what they did with that variation. It still wasn't perfect. It's still not really what I wanted.
No,
but it was a lot of fun.
It was. There was one variation that didn't have the ice bomb, right? At first? I think 2 of them had it, and then they ended up patching it for the other ones because it's like, that was dumb. Yeah, we know. Sorry. He should have all 3. I
want to say Unbreakable did not have it, but I'm not sure.
I really like that move. I hope that move comes back. I like the ice grenade, maybe? I don't remember what it was.
Sub-Zero has a bad history of getting moves and then losing them. He lost the air freeze, which I thought was very interesting. I thought that could function like Sector's missile. Then he got
the ice shower thing? Yeah.
He sort of had like the shoulder charge and deception. Gone. Lost it.
I like the shoulder charge. That was cool.
Then he got an MK9. What did he have? That was really cool. He had the beam. He had the ice beam. I mean, it wasn't very good, but I liked the aesthetic. Gone. He gave it to fucking Cyber Sub-Zero. Yeah, it just
MK versus DC had the teleport and the big old ice block. And
the big ice block I like. I think
the ice block would have been tight. Well, the ice block was kind of a replacement for the ice shower. It didn't freeze you, but it was a little bit of the same idea. I didn't really care for the teleport. It was okay.
Well, I just think the idea... I don't think Cryomancers should be able to teleport. That's kind of where I stand on that. It's just weird.
No, I agree.
Also, I think Sub-Zero should be like a footsie character in essence, and I don't think a true footsie character should ever have a teleport. I feel like that goes against the internal philosophy of the character.
I don't remember how that worked exactly because it was Mortal Kombat versus DC, and I tried not to play it. But where did the teleport put you? Like it always kind of felt more
I
of
always
like
thought it was behind the opponent, but I can't
it was
remember.
behind the opponent.
I felt like it was like more of like an escape tool than it was an offensive tool. Like I'm out of here. Like, it's kind of a keep away type game, which Sub-Zero has a lot of those things anyway. So I don't know. Again, the teleport doesn't really do things. Man, he had some sick moves in Injustice though. What was that move? I was like, oh, dude, the meter burn gear clone. When he throws the clone out and it does the, I think, what was it? No, it was the slide. You lose your slide, but he like sends the clone out like Noob Saibot's punch. Man, that thing was sick.
It'd be cool if you can create like a slide clone and ride the slide clone towards you. That'd be kind
Yeah, that would be fucking really tight. Did he do something? Whoa.
He's got like swords in both hands, just hunched over.
Did he do that in his super in Injustice? I thought he slid on something.
He did a slide, and when he slid under you, you were airborne, and then he did his little.
Yeah, he froze you. He wasn't even looking at you. He was behind the back.
Yeah,
he was pretty sick in Injustice. He was pretty cool.
Sunglasses on him, that'd be sick.
Anyway, Sub-Zero's a cool character.
Yeah.
I think he might be in MK11.
It's always such a blast seeing what happens to Sub-Zero every game. I'm always so interested in seeing like what Sub-Zero we're getting this time. Especially when we came from MK9 to X, when like Sub-Zero was shit.
He's like okay, Chandler on Friends.
And he's like,
which Chandler are you gonna get this season? Who knows, man?
He's always, I mean, Scorpion's been kind of doing the same shit for a while, but Sub-Zero is so different every game. So it's like, man, what
Sub-Zero's
kind of
gonna fucking, I mean,
give him this time?
He's gonna teleport in and try to punch you. That's like what he does. Scorpion all day. Which is okay. I'm not complaining. I mean, what else do you want to do? They tried doing something else, and they gave you that weird, like, demon that grabbed your feet.
What? Yeah. You know, it's funny. We were talking about modes earlier. Remember how I said test your luck was shit because what you were doing or going to do was completely undefined? Like, if they just had it covered with Scorpion's mode, like, you know exactly what you're getting into, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know. I think that
we never did that with Batman, did we?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, it's because that wouldn't be as funny. Covered in bats just isn't as funny.
Or scary. I'd rather be covered in bats than scorpions, yeah. When the bats will fly away, the scorpions, they're on a mission.
I'm sure there's some kind of scorpion out there that could probably kill you. Or probably just a basic scorpion. If you had like a billion of them on you, would kill you.
Or if you're allergic to scorpion, even the weakest scorpion can take you out, so yeah.
Man, this Liu Kang picture just keeps looking at me, that gay person did. I really feel like it's a palette swap of Sonya. Just swap the red with the green and the hair to blonde, and you got Sonya.
It's the eyes.
I mean,
combat
it does
time.
look similar, yeah.
There's a little bit of a Prince thing going on with the eyes, I think, so yeah.
Oh, Prince. Oh, the ice parry, yeah, you're right. Wait, but who had that?
Which variation had the ice parry?
In 2011, that was Cyber Sub.
Yep, that was Cyber Sub.
Yeah, Cyber Sub had the ice parry. Although I think that he had that in like an earlier trailer. Regular Sub did. Yeah. They changed their mind. They nerfed him in season 2 before the game even came out.
That's a good picture of Sonya.
I don't know why you're posting Liu Kang. You should just do it. Do a palette swap right now and make her Liu Kang. Oh my god, it's stupid. The guy's good.
No, his art is amazing.
It's good. He's good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So what's next on the docket?
She just reminds me of Orchid whenever she's wearing the jazzercise shit. Man, that's what I want. I want Orchid as a guest character in MK11.
That would be cool.
I'd be cool with that.
Here you go, Temp.
He really does just look like...
That
just looks bummed.
I really like that color on fucking Smoke. I love purple Smoke.
Would you call that purple?
It's like indigo. Well, I mean, it's definitely purple in the bottom left with a fade, but yeah, it's It's like a
It's,
very muted purple blue. Smoke looks good too. I like that smoke a lot.
Yeah, that's what we talked about the entire time before you got here. How, you know, MK9 went shitty for a lot of people, but it gave Smoke a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, Smoke, I think, is one of the characters who came out like the best designed in that game.
He did.
He was still a little too strong. Like, I would nerf him if they ever remade MK9, but yeah, just a brilliant footsie character with great meter build. You could play him any way you want with that, but the only reason he was broken was because of a glitch. Like, you fix that glitch, he's a complete character. He's a true jack of all trades. I love him.
Makes me think of Office Space. Fix the glitch.
No. I told you, we fixed the glitch.
I watched the movie the other day. That movie's all right. Did you know that?
I like that movie a lot.
That's a good one.
Good.
It is a good one. Here's Nightwolf for you.
Oh, who?
Well, that's a good picture of Nightwolf. That's very reminiscent of his promotional pose they had in the green screen artwork.
That's offensive.
Yeah, man, that reminds me. They brought back Julia for Tekka. They took out all the Native American elements. I was kind of annoyed by that. But other than that, she looks really good. I'm super excited to play that character.
Well, it's about that time. I gotta roll out Autobots style.
That time? Yeah, well, we got pretty perfect. We got to 203. That's good timing.
Yeah. I am tired, but it was a good discussion.
Yeah, this was fun.
Thank you for having me on.
Talked about Mortal Kombat on a podcast.
Mortal Wombat. No, it was good. I enjoyed the gameplay and the modes and all that. That's the kind of stuff I like to get.
And man, listen, this time next week, we're going to know about Mortal Kombat. It's going to be out. We're going to be playing it.
It's possible. No, I don't know about that last part.
No, if that one stupid rumor happened, that would be pretty sick. They announce it with a beta. That'd be pretty tight.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty tight. That would be worth delaying the reveal for, in my opinion.
I would agree.
Go home and play the betas online now. Yep. I'll be there.
All right. Well, you guys take care.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, dude.
Yep. We'll get together on Thursday and cross our fingers.
You guys are live streaming that, aren't you?
Yeah. We are, yeah.
Man, it's going to be adorable. Hold your breath.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the fact that we're live streaming, it ensures the fact that it won't be revealed.
I didn't want to say anything.
I know. I feel that way too. But that's all right. We'll see. I'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Okay. Snake Eyes asks, would seasonal ladder rewards, special skins, taunts, cards, help encourage competitive play? If you could unlock cosmetics by playing through a 3-month ladder to get early access to cool skins before they become widely available, would that be something NRS and the other fighting games could do to encourage engagement in the competitive scene?
Yeah. I like the time. I like the time sensitive nature of it a lot. So the idea is that, if I'm understanding correctly, that NetherRealm makes like an alternate costume or even like a character, and there is an ultimate availability like for it, but if you want to play it early, you can earn it by leveling up, playing online, doing other cool shit. I think that's a really great idea. I wouldn't do it with characters, obviously, because that's going to affect the competitive nature.
Yeah.
But like, if there's a super sick costume,
yeah,
like if you want to play as like Nurse Taven, then like, yeah, you can fucking.
If you want to play as Nurse Taven. Ooh, okay, well, that's fine. I'm not gonna judge.
I think that'd be.
I'm not.
Or like Hippopotamus Sub-Zero. I don't know. Like there were like really cool. Are
you just fucking doing Mad Libs over there?
Yeah, I can't think of costumes right now. But if there was a good costume that didn't, if there was a prize that didn't affect the gameplay,
dude,
I think it would be cool if you could like pre-access it by getting good at the game and doing some of the side stuff. I think that'd be really good.
Yeah, I think it would, and it would encourage people, like you said, to maybe play a little bit more than they would otherwise, and maybe play with a different, I don't know, I guess a different kind of goal. Because I mean, yeah, there's tons of people, and it's totally fine that can play, that play without the goal of like getting good necessarily. They just want to have fun and see the shit they want to see and get the stuff they want to get. and optional stuff like that. That's not, it's not locking it behind a wall necessarily. So I don't know. I think that's a good balance.
Well, what I like best about it is
I'm gonna steal that idea
because it's time released. Like, you can actually make it hard. The problem is if you make it where that's the only avenue to get the item or the costume, then you have to make it too easy, because otherwise the scrubs aren't going to have access to it, and that's not right. I want the scrubs to enjoy the game too. But if it's time release, it's like, hey, if you want this costume in the first 6 months, get good.
Yeah.
And that would inspire a lot of people to get good. And if they can't do it, and some people just can't, they don't have the time, but if they can't do it, they are privy to that costume further down the line.
Yeah.
And you're going to help the player base, and the people who do earn it are going to feel great. We don't have a real ranking system with NetherRealm games, but like in Tekken, you have colored ranks. So if you're a noob, you have no color.
That sounds racist as hell.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you know.
Well, it gets better. So if you're like if you're a competent beginner, you're blue ranks. I would say by the time you get to green, you can't get to green without at least having some sort of intelligent understanding of your character, or at least how the game works, or at the very least, you have to lab the strongest scrub tactics. You don't just get to green ranks. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but you have to at least understand the game and how movement works. I would say I'm probably, if I were to gauge my own Tekken skill level, I would say I'm probably lower green ranks. I'm not literally at lower green ranks. I never play ranked, but that's probably where I'd be if I really put the time in, is lower green. And yeah, dude, it'd be cool if you got to see people who have the costumes and have the items and have the name labels. It'd be like, oh, that guy made it to yellow ranks. It's like, you have to make it to the yellow ranks, which is pretty high. You got to be if you make it to yellow ranks, you're pretty fucking good at the game. So like, it would be a status symbol. But
I think I gleaned a little bit of that from watching Ares streams.
Yeah, if you make it to orange ranks, you are legit one of the best Tekken players in the online community. You're really good. You're extremely good.
I do really like the idea of, finding a way to like not like shy away from the fact that like this is at its core a competitive leaning game. That doesn't mean you're being competitive against other people necessarily. But that element is in there, and it's an important element. I think a lot of fighting games, and NRS has done this too, and I don't blame them, but it's like, you kind of, if you take away a lot of that, I don't know, that element of like, there, like, a little bit of like, I don't know, I'm not wording this well at all. I don't know. I feel like I've gotten that vibe a little bit of whatever I'm thinking of from the tiny little bit I know about like fucking League of Legends or something like that, like Smite or whatever. But like better, not shitty, like no shitty games.
I think
but leaning into like, listen, this game is about getting good. You don't have to be good to play and enjoy the game, and we're not going to hide anything behind it, but we're also not like, giving everyone a ladder to get over all the challenges. So we're like, are giving you a key to unlock all the doors if you want. No, there are this is a game. There are rules, and there are challenges that, you're going to have to find a way for you to overcome them. We're not going to hand it to you. And if one of those ways that you can overcome them is, like you said, like waiting until later when it comes out, that's fine. That works too. But having the cool shit, if you want to work for it, you can get it sooner. I don't know. I kind of like that. Maybe I'm just mean. Maybe I'm just like, listen, like, I don't know. I kind of like the little bit of that fucking, fucking, you gotta fucking earn it, bitch. Like, have the fucking boss over here, like, fucking talking to you and shit. Like, fucking Shao Kahn and shit. You want this badass costume? You ain't gonna fuck kick my ass. Get the fuck out of here. You have to go fight him. You have to beat him. That sounds hype to me.
Well, I mean, it's just ever since content accessibility became such a controversial issue over the last 10 years, the summit has gotten lower for, like, depth and competition. Like, it had to. Because before you had the kiddie pool, it's like, you're not good,
Yeah.
This is the content you deserve. Because it was arcades back then. They could do that.
Yeah.
All you invested was 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Now you paid full price for the game. You can't be like, okay, there's no kiddie pool anymore. There's no deep end anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to swim in the same shit. So they combined it so everyone's like fucking like thigh deep in the water now because we have to make everyone happy.
No, listen. So, I know. Yeah. That's another reason why I'm not a fan of the model of putting a fighting game out as a AAA title, quote AAA title, $60 thing. And I'm like, this is not what this doesn't work well for this genre, in my opinion.
That's why
you have to like make it into you just have to make it into something else at that point. Like you can't do that if people are buying your game for $60, and you shouldn't do that. I agree, but I feel like just putting a fighting game out like that in that sort of format, you're putting a square peg in a round hole or some shit. I wish more games could do it, but and do it enough to where, you know, it wasn't different anymore. Like your League of Legends, your fucking, you know, all these other things out there, and Killer Instinct try to do it too. But I wish that it was a more viable model and more people could do it successfully, because I like that approach a lot better. That feels way more arcade to me. Killer Instinct always felt way more arcade to me because of that. It was fun.
I mean, I'm mixed on that model. Both models have their problems.
Oh yeah, they both definitely have problems.
I like Snake's Eye solution of where it's just if you get good, you get the stuff early. I think that everyone wins, and it's like, hey, do you want the fucking red Sub-Zero costume?
You're right,
well,
and you're
gonna get it.
Yeah.
All this shit has to be console exclusive, by the way, because in PC this is not even an issue.
No,
if you want red Sub-Zero, you just download the red Sub-Zero mod.
I mean, your game is gonna get like bent over and opened up. Like, listen, and you know it. If you're a dev, you know it. Come on. If you don't know it, you shouldn't be a dev. No, yeah, and there are ways to do it on like a AAA disc based thing too. Devs just need to get a little bit more creative. I feel like Killer Instinct did have a lot of more creative ideas because they could. They weren't charging as much. They had a bit more leeway. They weren't all good, and they still had their problems. But I don't think that Street Fighter and MK and all that shit take as many risks. But they can't, dude. They gotta justify that shit. Anyway, yeah, that's a good question. I like the question.
Yeah, good question, Snake Eyes. I like that idea a lot.
GG's. Randy Cool 27 asks, one thing that ruins NRS tournaments for me is when the player who is about to lose pauses and restarts the match. I've seen that a time or two. For casuals, this must be confusing. They might not understand who won the match, and they could be left thinking it's okay to rage quit when defeat is inevitable. The main problem with it, though, is that it's a bona fide... Sorry, I'm just I did something on my computer to where like I messed with my sleep settings just on my monitors so they keep trying to go to sleep and I wake them back up. It's fine, we're good. Not my computer. The computer's not sleeping. Just the monitor. We're good. Didn't lose anything.
That works out.
Actually, I know. I'm making sure we didn't lose anything. We didn't lose anything. We're good. Okay. Sorry, Randy. Listen, nice. I like this question so far. They may not understand who won the match. They might be left thinking it's okay to rage quit when defeat is inevitable. The main problem with it, though, is that it's a bona fide hype killer. How would you feel about a no pause and restart rule for NRS tourneys, with the punishment being an automatic match loss? Man, these are some cool questions. These questions are hard asses, and I kind of like it.
I mean, to tell you the truth, it benefits me when they do that because I am on borrowed time every time I watch tournament footage. Like, I usually get home from work, I watch the archives, I try to avoid spoilers as best as I can. So when they rage quit for me, to save me time, because if they know they're going to lose the match, it actually kind of helps me out. But I see what he's saying, though. It is a hype killer. Because you lose a lot of that comeback factor. That it hurts the game when the player knows that, you know, if things aren't going that well, they can reset the momentum if they think they're going to lose. Because if they actually had to play the match through, we could get some sick comebacks. That'll never happen. But
I mean, but I yeah, there's not a good. There's not a right answer. And what he's talking about are tournaments with audiences and all this shit, and it's a weird thing because in that you have to make a decision like, who, as like a TO or the show or whatever, like who are you wanting to take emphasis here? Like, if the emphasis is on the players and they're the priority, then yeah, that the them restarting the match or whatever, that's makes more sense for that. But whenever it's a show, then that's a problem because, like he said, it is a hype killer. That doesn't make for a good show. But you kind of can't choose one over the other. And if you do choose one over the other, a lot of times it's the show, which I understand. But
I don't know if you can even choose, to tell you the truth, because the only people who can really enforce that rule are the grassroots. And even if they were open to enforcing that, they're not going to do it without the community's consent.
yeah,
And I don't feel like the community is ever going to say, no, we can't have match restarts, because every person in that community is going to want to do it at some point and probably have done many times. So I don't know. I mean, I see where he's coming from, but I think the only people who really have the power to change this are NetherRealm, and the only time to really do it is MK11. Otherwise, I don't think it could ever really.
but I mean, what are they going to do? Like, NetherRealm's going to go around to all the tournaments? Like, I don't see that as something
that's
that
a game in a way where it's just not possible. But can you just never leave a match?
Jesus, that would be
you
crazy.
Never restart a match? I don't know. It's hard. I don't know, but I also don't know if I feel the same way as Randy, though. I feel like it has cons, but it also has real pros, in my opinion. So.
No, it does, and that's why it's like I don't know what to do. Because. But if you do anything, then you're only solving one of the problems. It doesn't really, yeah. It's a tough one. Good question.
That is a good question, though.
It is. This next one's not. Smokeman asks, should buttons be phased out of fighting games? Yes or no?
No.
I just imagine trying to play a fighting game on a fucking touchpad.
See, I thought he was talking about like the Kinect. I didn't know what he was referring to.
Oh,
but
well, if he is, that's same fucking shit. I don't know. I don't think I've ever like rage broken a controller. I've never gone full streamtard and just spiked a controller or anything like that. I don't think. Maybe I have. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I feel like this is like a postmodern absurdist question, but
well, it is, and I'm taking his absurd question seriously.
Yeah, exactly. If it is by some chance serious, I want to make sure I do it justice.
Well, I know I am. I'm taking it very seriously and being like, this is why your serious question is retarded, because can you imagine? I can't imagine, and I don't want to. I'm getting angry thinking about it. Having to play a fighting game on a touchpad. I hate touchpads. I hate touch anything. This is true. It fucking pisses me the fuck off because of the imprecision. They're just the most imprecise fucking bullshits all day, and everyone in the fucking world's fine with it. I don't get it. It pisses me off. Why do people want this? This is not superior technology. I'm fucking typing in the wrong shit all day and fucking ass dialing way more often and all this weird bullshit. Like, no, this is not superior. This is actually worse. Like, yeah, you have more options of what you can do with this real estate on the device, but you can't use any of those options anywhere near as well as you could the other ones.
Well, the whole idea of muscle memory is you have a tactile response and your brain knows what to do with that.
That's
so
true.
If you remove that tactile response, you don't even really have a fighting game anymore.
Just man, just think about it.
Your
Playing,
nervous system's not built for that.
Slap your desk. And that's what it feels like to play a fighting game. Like, no, you don't get... I'm getting angry. This is...
Well, yeah?
No, I'm just, like, this is important. I mean, this would be a big deal for me if it was an absurd question. But I'm not convinced that this will always be absurd. That's where I get a little whatever.
I mean, as much of a joke question as it is, in theory, something like this could happen 50, 100 years down the line. So,
but hopefully when that happens, like, the technology will actually be better. Because right now, it's not. Right now, there's not a touch device on the planet that offers you the precision of something with fucking, like, 2 buttons on it. Like, it just doesn't exist. And so until that happens, and I'm sure it will one day, someone will crack the code. but not now. And part of the code is also what you said, feedback. You have to have that shit. Like, that's all part of the fucking process, man. Feedback is so
for you
important.
and me as musicians, this idea is just insane.
It is, dude. I can't even. I've learned some. Listen,
Let it out.
I've had some. I've had some fun self-realizations since doing that shit that we lost all the recording about. So I'm talking about a thing that no one else knows about. Since I've been working with people who develop fighting games, with I got opinions about things, and I feel very strongly about some things, and it's fun. It makes for some fun like Skype chats around, with the iBallistic crew. Skype chats are never fun. I hate Skype so much. Fucking still. I only have to use it for one thing. It's for whenever we all fucking have meetings and shit. Whew. Man, yeah. Us going around about inputs and whatnot, like, it's all good, and it's shit that, like, it is important, because you really got to think about this shit, especially now, like, different kind of, like, who do you want to pander to with, like, default mapping layouts, and when you're planning your buttons for a fighting game, and, like, all this shit, there's so many fucking things that you have to consider. Making fighting games is fucking one of the hardest things in the... Jesus Christ. It's so fucking hard. It's harder than 99%. It's harder than every other fighting game genre out there. And I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not. It's true. But this is important. Smoke Man, this is like some Ghost of Christmas Future shit. This is all gonna come back to haunt me one day, and we're just gonna be fucking... Just put your fingers on your desk, and that's it. That's your peripheral. That's your fucking... That's your interface with a fighting game, and terrified. Good question.
I would just say, just to kind of cap it off, man.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about fighting games is finding something I can't do that's very challenging, and then practicing it until I'm able to do it consistently.
Mm-hmm.
That is, to me, one of the greatest things about fighting games in general. It's that personal self-development, and be able to apply that.
That's a very
to
good
get
point.
Success.
Yeah.
It's like, I was successful in this match because I learned something I couldn't do before that most people can't do. And now that I can do it, I've obtained a real advantage that I can apply. And I can get real results from that. That is one of my favorite things about fighting games. So that's why I'm so against this anti-execution movement going on.
Yeah.
That's also why I kind of gravitate towards Tekken. I've become a much bigger Tekken player over the course of the last 8 months than I have in my entire life. And that's why I'm trying to bring everyone with me. And I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get people to play Tekken. And it honestly breaks my heart.
I don't know how...
I wish there were more than, like, 3 of us, but yeah.
I'm not fucking playing any video games. I wish I was. I have Red Dead. I played some of that. I've got Darksiders 3 that I picked up that I've barely touched, and I like Darksiders. This is just... I don't have time to fucking play anything. I wish I did. But the thing there you said about consistency is important. It's something that I've grown to really... This is the biggest fucking deal. And it should go without saying, but it's not usually. Like, for me, like, the thing I like most, and I don't think it's like rocket science, it's just, I don't know, I don't think a lot of people, I had never heard it, put it into words or whatever, trying to figure it out, but it's like, I like it to when a fighting game can, get it down to where the only variables are the players. And that's when it's really fun. That's when it's the most fun for me. And in order to get that, you have to have like an extreme amount of consistency. It's so important. Everything else besides the players have to be rock solid. It has to be super fucking consistent. You know what's not consistent? Touchpads. Jesus Christ. At least consistent things in the fucking world. So, no. That's make me... I would kill so many controllers. I just wouldn't play the game. That's what it is. Have you ever done that? Like, downloaded like a shitty... I mean, you can get an emulator for like old NES games or Super Nintendo games or whatever for your phone, and like it's got the digital little pads and whatnot. I can't do that shit either. I'm trying to play Castlevania on my phone with like the on-screen buttons, and it's like, nope.
I do it with RPGs, so it's not quite as bad. But yes, that would be nightmarish in a lot of other circumstances.
Yeah, I guess. I can
when
see
it's
that.
turn-based, it's not really a problem. I
Right.
still don't like it because it's sluggish and it doesn't feel good.
No.
And it makes me way too conscious of movement, and movement is boring in an RPG. So yeah, I'm still not a fan. But it's
boy.
if it means I can play the game anywhere I want, I suffer through it.
It does not feel good. You're right. It does not feel because it doesn't feel anything. It doesn't feel any different from when you're doing anything else on your phone.
What's worse than not feeling anything? Not only are you not feeling anything, but you're thinking about how much you're not feeling anything, which is not a problem with the Super Nintendo. I have a Super Nintendo controller. I'm not thinking about I have to move up now. I have to move right now. It's so brain intensive to do what is essentially nothing. So it's fucking worst of every world.
It's really interesting, like how strong the effect of feedback is on things, and as far as that equating to your enjoyment of a thing, like, man, just anything, like, you know, fucking playing on a stick and not hearing like the pop of the buttons and shit when you slap them and shit. You're gonna, like, no, that's like a part of the process, and that affects the feel, and that's what, you know, and that becomes part of the meta too. I'm not a stick player, obviously, but like it's still the same kind of. It's still the same thing. You fuck with people, it's fun. But man, just take that feedback. Taking away feedback like that, though, especially subconscious feedback that you're not thinking about. It's a feel killer. Game feel is interesting. That's a theory class, and it's a fun one. Game feel is fascinating. Who said that? Oh yeah, that was Smoke Man.
Yeah, and that response creates rhythm, because if you don't have that response, how soon or how late you did the input is non-existent. No. There's just no way to do execution that way.
It's part of the thing, man. That actually came up a bunch whenever we were doing that thing that we lost the recording about. We're talking about game feel, and we talked a lot about Mortal Kombat HD Street Fighter HD Remix, and how a bunch of players said that it felt different. And so the feel, or the thing was, like, for us, like one of the biggest things was like, listen, feel is important. And what happened, in my opinion, is that the modification of the sprites, even just a little bit, like, from playing the old stuff, the consistency was so solid. Like, okay, you know that on this frame the sound effect happens, and then you do this thing over here, and all of this factors into what you create as your timing for when to push buttons, when you're supposed to push buttons, and when you're supposed to not push buttons. And then when you mess with that even a little bit, and the sound effect comes off on a frame that it didn't before, people, especially a game like Street Fighter 2, you've been playing it forever, and suddenly, like, there's something weird. Even if you can't put your finger on it, something's there as far as something off as far as feel goes. Even if you don't know what it actually is, you know this feels bad. This isn't right. And that's one of the biggest things to overcome with remaking a fighting game like that. Like, man, even if something as small as a sound effect comes off on the wrong frame, throws it off. It's hard.
Well, if I can play devil's advocate, and sure. What I'm about to say, I don't agree with at all. But
okay.
Someone much smarter than me said it. So, a lot of gamer designer peoples were saying our goal is to get rid of all execution barriers. So it's your naked decision versus their naked decision. So we can go to the touchscreen because there's not going to be any execution anymore, because that's what's ruining fighting games. This was, I mean, it's a gross exaggeration, but this is not too far off what Seth Killian was trying to do with Rising Thunder.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I love Seth Killian, but he's just wrong about this. He's just straight up fucking wrong about this. You need execution because, again, the incentive of playing a fighting game is to be able to do something that other people couldn't. I honestly don't know if I'd be a musician still if you took away the delayed gratification. I think I would just quit and lose interest. I would still compose. I compose all the time, but I think.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So, and also there's also some supplemental factor too. To me, in older fighting games, if you were not as good at the meta as other people were, you could work on your execution and compensate for that. That is just not true anymore. Execution's been, even if you do have have higher execution than maybe the dude next to you, the execution does not yield the results it did like back in the Marvel 2 days. So that's a big problem, in my opinion.
No, I agree. And like, yeah, you made a good point. The musician thing is a really good comparison. Because, man, if you're around musicians for any length of time, you know how fucking much of divas they are. And, you know, every guitar player you're going to be around is going to fucking complain about tone, like, once a day when you're around them. And listen, I'm not any different. I wouldn't be if I was, like, still doing shows and shit like that. Because it's true, man. I fucking get in a different room, and now all of a sudden, like, I hit this string, and the thing doesn't sound the way it did before, and this fucking thing, it's Street Fighter HD Remix. It's the same shit. Like, something, like, no, this is bad. This doesn't feel right. Because all of these things with the feedback create the process, because you're not just having you're having a conversation with the tool you're using. And the tool you're using is part of your performance. It's not you. It's not just you. And that's important, and that's kind of what, for me anyway, it's like, I don't know, it made it a more gratifying, like, give and take, because it's not just like fucking air guitar or something like that. I'm doing this thing, and this thing has an opinion, and this thing is gonna fucking slap me if I do something wrong or break a string, and I'm getting fucking hand hit. But still, that conversation that's going on between you two, and you expect it to do this thing when it does this thing, and that means you have to do this thing at that time. It's really interesting how that works, but it's so fucking important. And yeah, the thought of like losing those things in either of those scenarios, fighting games or playing music, is, I can't imagine that.
Well, there's an ontological problem. What's really happening then? Because if you, like the musician analogy, let's say you remove all the skill barriers. If that's the case, what is the fucking difference between me playing the Mr. Crowley solo and me just putting the fucking CD in my fucking CD player and letting Randy Rhoads play? There's no difference anymore. So it's like, I am no, even if other people other than me benefit, I'm not part of the equation anymore. And those people benefiting, they're not part of the equation anymore. The whole experience has lost meaning, in my opinion.
And I mean,
until you have that human element. Yeah.
No, it's just like, yeah. You wouldn't be surprised to hear the argument. Like, but listen, if you're doing it this way, like, it's gonna sound like Randy Rhoads, like, you know, every time you do it. And it never sounds like Randy Rhoads when you do it. And it's like, yeah, no. I know, but that's not the point. Yeah, I'm not going to shred it up like Randy Rhoads, but it's that's still not like that you're missing a point in there somewhere. You're missing one of the elements, one of the variables. But it's hard to put into words. But no, I agree with, yeah.
I will stand by the thesis that it would probably sound more like Randy Rhoads than fucking Zakk Wylde trying to play the solo. Because Zakk Wylde, his style is so fucking far away from being Randy Rhoads. They are such completely different. I'm not even shit talking. I like Zakk Wylde.
No,
but
yeah.
Like, his chaotic, like, electric style is just so far away from, like, fucking, like, the Japanese wind style Randy Rhoads had fucking going on.
No, yeah.
But yeah.
That dude, I mean, he's not... I don't think that he's trying to emulate, and
That's true, yeah.
And I feel like I even remember some interview somewhere, whatnot, Ozzy giving him a hard time, or him talking about Ozzy giving him a hard time. It's like, you fucking look too much like Randy Rhoads. Fucking stop it. The blonde hair, and you're playing the cool, like, cream Les Paul, like, you know, fucking do something else. And then, boy, did he. But you know, him doing something else gave him his own identity.
Yeah, he's like kind of like a... He's almost like a bizarro Dimebag Darrell. That's kind of how... Well, I guess we're digressing too much.
We're digressing a lot. We're going to start talking about Tonewood in a minute, man. Boy, yeah, dude, fucking... Those guitars... Have you ever played a Zakk Wylde Bullseye?
I've not, no.
I used to own an Epiphone one. and I have I played one of Gibson ones, but that's not the Jesus, those things are fucking heavy. Oh my fucking god, like, dude, that is insane. Like, Les Pauls in general are known for their heft, but those things are fucking massive. But if that becomes part of your, you know, if that's what you like, that becomes part of your what you do, you gotta have it. Like, and that's part of the, like I said, the conversation you're having. You're working with this fucking thing, and it has to be that heavy. It has to fucking, like, challenge you. It's like, no, you're not gonna fucking throw me around and act, you know, whatever, dude. No, I'm gonna fucking knock you in the head if you try to do something shit. Like, it's kind of holding its own a little bit, and that creates the performance. That creates part of it, a big part of it. Anyway, Les Pauls are heavy. That was a good question, Smoke Man, and you had nothing to do with
it. Thank you for the question, Smoke Man.
And then, you know, Randy says, lol, I can't answer that. Shad says, why? I can't answer that either. But Cartoothlo, he always brings the heat, dude. Cartoothlo's, I like him. He did this guy. He's
yeah, he shows up.
He's prolific too. Yeah. He's always in here.
I like his material.
Cartoothlo asks, in MK11, how would you feel about Sonya being Onaga's new love interest? I feel it would be an interesting on both their stories. You know, he's not wrong.
It would be the only interesting thing Sonya's done in the last 20 years if she became Onaga's love interest. So yes, it's an improvement. I don't know if I want that to happen.
No, but like,
but yeah, it's definitely be an improvement for Sonya's character, because fuck Sonya.
But I mean, like, but no matter what, it's like roadkill. It's like, I gotta see what, you know. This is so fucking, like, you know, this is clickbait. That's what that is. That's clickbait. That's a clickbait story. And I would click it.
Yeah,
and I would talk shit about it, because it would be shit. But wow,
people are gonna call me biased for this, but better Sonya than Lee May. Because if Lee May becomes a Dragon Bride, no one gives a fuck. Dude. But if Sonya becomes a Dragon Bride, Cassie has a reaction, Johnny Cage has a reaction, all the Mortal Kombat Avengers have a reaction to it. So it's a much better choice. But
and Sonya, so she won't react to it whatsoever. She'll just be herself.
So pissed off the whole time.
Good question.
So that's how I feel about that.
I mean, sir. Well, actually, I don't know how I answered that. Would I want to see it? I don't know. I can't say yes, but I also can't say no. Stuff.
I would say it can only help the character.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
worse, I'll say that.
That's fair too. Her character. I think Onaga can do better.
Her character, yes. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Heather Chandler says, "Yeah, no. I mean, you know, you're wrong." I don't know what I said. Why am I in here? I don't like that. No, you didn't, Smoke Man. Okay, I should have done a better job deleting this shit. Okay, let's skip down to Randy. Cool. Randy asks, Negan WTF. I think it's a fair question.
I mean, I don't watch The Walking Dead. I mean, to me, all guest characters are kind of the same. Like, the only time a guest character ever benefits me is if it's at least, like, some sort of, like, interesting design that isn't horribly distracting, which is why I think 2B is one of the better guest characters we've had in, like, years. Even Geraldio Witcherman is still, I think, a better guest character than a lot of other fighting game characters, because at least he's funny. Like, he says shit that makes me laugh in match. Like, Down 4 was telling me that if you do an unblockable on him, Gerald screams, "That's unblockable?" Like, that's fucking tight. I think that's cool. So yes, like, he makes me laugh. So he gives me.
Man, I wish Mortal Kombat still has that shit. Still had that shit.
Yeah.
I feel like it felt like Mortal Kombat had that shit in the arcade. Maybe it didn't. I'm just inventing it, but it felt like it did. Well, I mean, Shao Kahn like talks shit. I don't know. There was a little bit more of that kind of vibe. Maybe we were just creating it in our heads. We were like doing half the work ourselves.
I think that's definitely part of it. But Soul Calibur
that
picks
was
up on
unblockable.
it. He also screams, "What the hell?" when you knock him off the stage. I think they really did a good job on that character, and I would not have known that had, like, Down for not told me that shit, because I don't play the character. But that really brought a new respect. Also, I'm reading those novels. I'm reading the Witcher novels, by the way. They're pretty good.
Oh God.
But as for Negan, I mean, it's a guest character who gives a fuck, you know? I mean,
well,
yeah.
No, well. Okay. I want to know. I obviously I'm not in the trenches with Tekken 7. I am a very much a spectator, a casual spectator at that. But Negan is another thing that I would call a. Negan is what I would call a clickbait guest character, because WTF, like Randy said, like, and then you see these trailers. Did you see that fucking short film that was his trailer? That thing just went on and on and on. Like the fucking.
It had like 3 endings. Yeah.
It did like. So, as an outsider, I don't know. I don't know what it's just it's weird. But I mean, I don't know. But I don't. What do you think about it? Yeah, as a Tekken player? Like, is that weird for Tekken, or I don't know.
Well, Tekken, it's not too weird for Tekken, because Tekken's always done the goofy shit. Only instead of Heihachi, now it's Negan. Heihachi did, like, he's put on thongs and served drinks before. Heihachi's done all the weird shit.
Yeah.
But I definitely did not have the same negative reaction. I understand why people are having a negative reaction. I absolutely do not blame them. But to me, it's the same as Leatherface or Alien or I mean, it's really. I mean, really, the game that did guest characters I think the best is DOA, because My Sharona and DOA makes perfect sense. And we were talking we'll probably get to that later with later questions, but I don't know. It's just hard. I wish it was a classic legacy character, but that's a criticism I would have of any guest character. That's not Negan specific. So I like the actor, at least. It's cool that actor now has an outlet in a fighting game. I think that is super cool. So if anything, I'm probably more positive than people. I can't remember his name. Do you know the Walking Dead guy's name? Thomas Wayne. What's his fucking name?
The comedian.
Yeah, exactly. He's the comedian. I like that actor a lot. And the fact that you can play as that actor in the fighting game, I think is actually kind of sick.
Yeah.
I would have rather had Kunimitsu, but I mean that. Yeah.
I mean, but
what can you do?
To me, on the outside, it is like one of the best examples of a clickbait DLC character, which
definitely.
I think is probably like pretty effective in the DLC thing, like because DLC is where you make a lot of money. And if you can get like a fucking clickbait ass character like that, then like people are gonna get your DLC. Because I mean, it's kind of the same thing with like what they say in Interest about like how the guest characters always sell the best. Because that's kind of clickbait. What? Fucking, Poison Ivy is gonna fight Leonardo, like, it's stupid, but it's you gotta see it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I just, if it brings people in, then that makes me happy. I mean, the game has sold 3.6 million copies to date, and that's pretty good for a Japanese bear game. So I'm really excited that it's going to do better in the future. I never thought it would sell that many. That's really good news to me, especially after Tekken 2 kind of flopped, or Tekken Tag 2 kind of flopped.
It was a good question, Randy. Not a long one.
It's a good question. It's a fair question.
It's
an absolutely fair question.
No, definitely. Stupid Idiot asks, I forgot his name. What's his name?
Timmy.
Timmy, yeah, that's who it is. Who are the top 5 most OP characters in Omen of Sorrow? And what do you think they should do in their next patch to keep it alive? He's talking like he plays this game. Do you think he plays this game?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I mean,
you really think that he spent $50 to play this game? I don't know. I don't know. Man, Timmy.
I do not have nearly enough experience to answer any of these questions.
I don't either. The five most OP characters. Isn't there 5 characters in the game? Like,
yeah, it's I mean, I know who I think is strong. I honestly think Gabriel's very strong. Good zoning. Good footsies. Great meter build. Good damage. I don't really think there's anything wrong with that character, though I haven't really tested his offensive setups. I think the Sonya knockoff is fairly strong as well. I think she's a pretty strong character overall. Yeah, man. I can't find anything wrong with the character.
There's a lot of characters that have good moves in that game. I actually want to play it some more. I mean, I bought it, so that's the main reason why I want to play it some more. I spent $50 on it. I want to play it, but I also want to play it just because, like, it kind of feels like a old 90s game in a lot of ways. It kind of has, you know, oldish something to it. I don't know. And a lot of the problems, probably. But I don't know. You were right though. I liked the who was it? Quasimodo, dude.
Yeah, I think if people
cool.
play this game, I would say people are sleeping on Quasimodo. I think that guy's very strong.
Who else is there? There's a wolf.
The
Not Saber
is
Wolf.
also, yeah, Caleb, I think, is the wolf.
Not Frankenstein. Adam.
The thick demon girl, I think she's also very strong. She's a charged character, but her aerial mix-ups are very. People are going to learn that.
She is an excellent example of an anti-Django character.
Yeah, well, she's an anti-temp character. I don't like that character.
There is nothing about that character that would ever make me want to play her.
I do not like monster characters, much less female monster characters. So yeah,
but for me, like, you know, it's the same way I feel about Natara. It's the same shit. And
Natara actually looks cool though.
Yeah,
like Natara would be like.
Natara looks more humanoid, but that's not enough for me. She's still fucking. No, she's still a monster character.
You can put an alternate costume on Itara and make her, I think, appeal to everyone to some extent.
Well, listen, no, just make her in not a fucking PlayStation 2 Midway NRS fighting game, and she would be way better immediately. Because every character in those games were ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they could make her look cool now. And I'm actually not against them trying necessarily, but then again, it's also like, well, I'll just make a new character if you're gonna do that much to whatever. Omen of Sorrow. I don't know who the top 5 are, but I like Quasimodo.
I know who I think is bad. I think Hyde is gonna struggle. I feel like they built him as like a trap character, but people are gonna. It takes him too long to get things started. But I've been wrong before. People said the same thing about Spinal and KI, and Spinal was broken pretty much every version of the game up to the final version, in my opinion. So,
he was boy.
I'd have to know for sure, but
I forgot.
Tep, I think, yeah.
Oh no, I haven't played him.
He seems. I think he was broken in a very early version of the game, and they fucked his mobility because they thought he was too strong, and now he's not very good. That's what I think is going on. But almost everyone felt viable. I played Adam; he feels very viable. The vampire seems very well rounded.
Yeah, I played some Dracula. It's fucking Dracula, dude. Come on.
The only two characters, yeah. Well, it's like weird, sexy Euro vampire. Dracula.
And that's what kind of. Well, I mean, Dracula is a sexy Euro vampire.
But this one looks like he goes to the club.
He does. He looks like he just got out of a like German techno at 4 a.m. Like. It's cool.
This guy has umbrellas in his drink. That's all I'm fucking saying. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. But no, I do take back what I said, because what I was saying is a little more like Matrix shit. And Vlad isn't really Matrix. He's more like out of touch. Berlin techno 4 a.m.
It's like almost like a cross between it's like a guy who goes to raves mixed in with like an 80s professional wrestler. That's kind of the vibe I get from him. Like it's just he feels like a stage character. And none of these are bad. I actually don't think the design is that bad.
No,
it's fine. It's just not for me.
I mean,
Dr. High's design is that bad because his legs are way. He looks like fucking Dr. Robotnik. Like that design does not work at all.
I think that there was a lot of potential with that character, with a lot of these characters. Like, and we talked about it on, I think, that other one that may or may not have gone up. There's a lot of potential with all these characters. There's like, you know, they're cool characters. What they're based off of. They're doing the smart thing of like, you know, you don't have an IP, so you know you pull some public domain characters and they're fucking good ones. But I think like the Jekyll Hyde thing they could have done something more interesting with that. And the same with Dracula. And I don't know why they wouldn't do Dracula. His name is Vlad the Third in the game. That's his name. I don't know. I don't know why you're walking all the way up to the plate with Dracula and not just making him Dracula. Like, what's the? I want to know what stopped them.
I would not have made him so sexy. I think that was a bad move.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, like, I don't know. I wonder what their reasoning was for not calling the characters what they obviously are or who they're obviously modeled after. Like, Adam for Frankenstein's monster. I mean, I don't know. If it was me, I'd like, if you're gonna go, all the way up to the plate, just do it. And you can. They're all public domain. You're free to do it. And throw Santa Claus in there while you're at it. Go for it, dude.
I don't think I think they did it right, because in the Mary Shelley story, I don't think the monster has a name. And I think that's a big plot point.
Well, I mean, okay. You're right. Keeping true to the lore is important. And I'm definitely not going to slight them for that. And, I mean, Dracula's name was Vlad, so they're not wrong, I guess. They're not violating the lore. Shrewd bastards. They're onto something. Yeah.
Does that answer the question?
All the characters are OP.
The short answer is yeah, I have no idea, dude. But I know what felt strong to me, but me and Django are eventually going to run sets in that game just so we can review the neck.
Yeah, it's going to be pay-per-view. It's going to be great. Randy Cool asks, and this one got a lot of flair underneath it, so it must be good. What would it take for you two to get on the Smash train? Oh. And Timmy says, Simon being revealed. Did he not know that happened? Like a while ago, and it didn't get us on the train? I mean, I'm way more of a Vlad Uh-oh. I got the Hungarian guy in here calling me out. Was I wrong? Is that his real name? Is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the lore.
So that was the actual historical figure. You're saying that was his name right there, Vlad. It's the lamest spot for the okay. I mean, okay. But then right there, like, that's the character's name of the game, Vlad the Third. So
I think we need to move on.
No, we're gonna talk about Dracula all night, dude. Yes, the Impaler. I am familiar. He's a cool dude. He doesn't seem very chill, but he put people.
They can't all be.
He put people on poles. That's not easy. Anyway, no, Simon being revealed did not make me get on the Smash train, and the thing that would get me on the Smash train the most is if it wasn't a Smash game, and that's not me like dissing. I'm not a big fan of the game, and I wouldn't expect them to like change the game. The game is Smash, no, and a lot of people love Smash. It's fine, so it's cool. Listen. People like Smash, go play it, and they are, and they will, and I'm not. Good question. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Sorta.
But I guess your answer was nothing then.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. No matter what, if it's a train, if it's a plane, if it's a fucking thing you're playing on a plane, it's still Smash, and I don't want to play Smash. I don't want to. The game, like the mechanics and the systems and the whole experience that is Smash. It's not bad. It's just not one that I particularly like. And I'm also not someone who like Simon being in a game that I don't have fun with isn't going to be fun for me. Like, that's not going to change the experience. That's going to be like, oh, this cool guy is doing this thing that's not super fun. And there's lots of Castlevania games that are like that. Man, I go like Castlevania Judgment, dude, has a lot of characters that I like. I do not want to play that game ever again.
God, we'll save it for another day, but I have so much I want to rant on for season 2 of Castlevania. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that at some point.
One day we'll bring that up, but
Castle Shrine.
I feel like the word choice is like, what's up?
Castle Shrine. Shrinovania. I don't know. We'll get there. Do a wrap up.
The Warriorvania. No, we'll figure it out. But I think just the word choice is important here. The Smash train, because liking a game and trying a game are so far away from being on the train for that game. When you're just like supporting it, it is your main jam. Like, the only thing that can get me there is if I lived with someone, like a girlfriend, or like thankfully I am at a point in my life where I don't have to have roommates anymore. But if I hit hard times and I had to get a roommate,
yeah.
that could get me back on the train. That's the only thing though. I mean, I always kind of dance around because I used to love Smash. I still, in a way, I still do love Smash. And I always kind of dance around the issue. The reason why I don't play Smash, guys, is because I used to play it all the time. Like, for like 3 years straight. Like, I lived in a house with a bunch of partiers, and we played it all the time. And my train partner passed away in like 2014. So it's kind of painful revisiting the game. I actually haven't played it since he passed. So that's kind of why I still think the game is awesome. And I'm sure if I played it again, which will probably happen soon. I got invited to a Smash party Friday.
Is that legitimately what it is? It's a party for Smash?
It's like 4 of us. It's me, 2, 3 of my friends, and only one of them really actually played competitively back in the day. So if I have to play, I'm okay with it. It's not like a blood oath. Like, I didn't say like, my Smash days are over. I just kind of lost a lot of the drive was just gone.
Oh yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It made me think of something that is nowhere near as valid or understandable, but I had a slightly similar experience with Smash. It's not even close to yours, but whenever I was living with roommates for like the longest fucking time. It was just a fucking thing that for some reason that they really liked Smash, whichever one was out at the time, and they would just like they'd play it a lot. So like on every fucking weekend, it would just be Smash and rum, and it would just dude.
That sounds fun.
And well, listen, it started out that way, but it never ended that way. And by the end of after a year of that, I haven't played Smash or drank rum since. It's neither of those two came out of the experience being fans of.
I enjoy rums to this day. Like I may have quit Smash, I didn't quit rum. So
dude, I've never gone back to rum. That was the summer of rum, and it just it's not my choice of alcohols, or for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's.
Rum is like high mid tier for me. I've always been a Scotch and a whiskey guy, but I still love rum. The only alcohol that's ever really scarred me is vodka, and I finally buried the hatchet with vodka about 5 or 6 years ago. And me and vodka are all right again. I don't go out of my way to drink it, but like if that's all there is, I can enjoy a really nice glass of vodka.
I think there's something about rum that has a sweet taste. Or it might be kind of like a bit of vanilla or something. There's whatever it is.
Yeah, most rums you buy, it's at least domestically, and most rums aren't domestic. Most of the spiced rums are from South America. But if you get rum, like a British made rum, it's not spiced nearly in the same way. It has more of like a wine quality. It's much drier, and I prefer that. And that's really good. So.
Yeah, this was all fucking Captain Morgan all day.
Yeah, Captain Morgan. I mean, I like rum, and I would not drink Captain Morgan if I could help it.
Man, it's just that. I'm not a fan of vanilla flavoring.
I love vanilla flavoring.
I mean, I like vanilla ice cream. I like vanilla milkshakes, and that's about where it stops. I don't like vanilla Coke. Nope, get that out of here. Anything like that, I'm not into. It could have just been my aversion to vanilla flavoring that kind of made me hyper paranoid about like take the vanilla. What's going on here? But it always did like taste a little bit like vanilla going down, and then when it came back up, it all fucking just had vanilla for the rest of the week. It was bad. Anyway, man, I do kind of associate Smash with throwing up. It's not because of Smash, actually. Good question. But no.
Indeed, good question. Indeed, I don't think either of us are going to Smash anytime soon. I mean, you have clearly very bad memories of it, which I understand. That's another reason why I don't really want to go back to play the game. I still have those memories.
Yeah,
I don't
I
really
mean,
want to contaminate that. I don't want to.
and
I don't want to mess with that.
no, and it's not like there's not other good fighting games to play if you want to play fighting games. There are.
Yeah, a lot of great non-Switch fighting games.
It's fucking, you're not starved for choice right now, so it's a good thing. What if Shiva and Motaro had something going on? Does that constitute bestiality? Well, no, maybe, but Motaro is kind of walking bestiality himself.
It's weird when you start getting into hybrid creatures.
It is.
I'll call it half bestiality. It's 50% bestiality.
So, that's up to you if it's the important half or not.
50% of a dragon's gained with 50% of a horse. So I'm going to say, yeah.
Yeah, if that's enough to be a deal breaker for you, then that's your choice. You have the right to make that choice. Shiva, though,
I just don't want to see Shiva do anything.
No, I don't either. But is it weird for me to say I kind of think of Shiva as a beast as well? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. See, it's a weird, interesting philosophical territory. She's not a human, and we humans, we don't get to interact with other humanoid creatures that are not beasts, technically. Like even apes we consider beasts, right? So I don't know.
I mean, it's also one of those I just don't have strong feelings either. I do appreciate the question though, Randy.
Well, yeah, I'm not sitting around thinking about Shiva and Motaro like you are, Randy.
And that's why we had to kind of jump the other two Nethercast guys who came into our room and started trashing shit. They started eating our sandwiches, and they're like, "You can't talk about lore here." I'm like, "You can." No, I like these questions. I want people to have fun. I don't want people to think that this is a gameplay only zone.
Oh, that's right. They did, and they were right. I was sick when I replied, but my feelings were valid. I meant every word.
I love Shadowy Razor. I love you, but don't trash our hotel room, bro.
Don't fucking do it. But dude, we're two fucking musicians and shit. Dude, we fucking don't try to get into fucking rockstar fight with us. We know what they're doing.
Do not drink ourselves.
Yeah, listen, that's fine. We're not gonna come fuck with y'all at a lore party. I don't know. I don't know, but the equivalent, whatever.
Yeah.
Bad question, Randy.
Thanks for the question, dude. That was fun.
Yes,
it's always
thanks
fun.
for the question.
Yes.
Maybe not a good question. Even when it's not a good question, thanks for the question. Cartuthlo asks, with Fujin set to potentially take Raiden's place as protector of Earthrealm in K11, well, that's some big speculation right there up front. I don't know about your thesis here, or your foundation. Do you think Fujin will eventually suffer the same fate as Raiden and turn dark? Or do you envision him going to a completely different path? See, this is what I like about Fujin. I don't think Fujin has the same weird hang-ups that Raiden has. And this might just be my headcanon and what I've gleaned over the years. But, the first interaction I had with Fujin was fighting his fucking ass in mythology. And, that kind of gives an impression. And that still, stories and shit were presented back then very different than they are now in Mortal Kombat games. So there was still room for... it wasn't just utter exposition of how everyone's soul is and how they feel in their alignment as much as it is now, which I liked more. I liked the Mortal Kombat old days of the bios and the endings because I don't know, you kind of got to glean a little bit, and it made things more interesting and more something that you lost whenever it was demystified when Tobias left. That's my opinion. Fujin, I mean, I think he's already kind of dark. I think he's always been dark, though, when he kind of has to be, and when he needs to be, maybe. But Raiden, I think, is the one who's like, he's like Cyclops. Cyclops is either like, you know, a Boy Scout or the biggest dick asshole. And he really struggles anytime he tries to be something in between. And there's better examples of that in comics, I'm sure, but still. I don't know. I don't think Raiden is emotionally mature enough to be moderate. But I think Fujin might be.
Maybe, yeah. And
again, Fujin has not been demystified that much because he's never in a fucking video game, so there's still room for, like, yeah, maybe his absence is kind of his opinion, his feelings about things. Maybe he is like, listen, what you're doing, Raiden, you got your fucking hands up the skirts of all this shit, and you're too close, you're too involved, you're in too deep, Raiden. You need to back up. Our job is to protect this fucking shit and not whatever you're doing. I'm going weird, but hey, listen, I can do lore too. Damn it. I hope that answered your question.
I think I agree with most of that. I don't know if I agree with the dark side. That might be the one thing I don't agree with.
Well, I think dark is... Well, I mean, I'm not saying dark is in, like, evil or whatever, like, bad guy. Like, Mortal Kombat does have, like, boy, when characters go dark, they go spiky and hell and Liu Kang, basically, right now. I don't know. I think Fujin's just not... I don't know. I think Fujin is... not like Raiden. I don't think Fujin is in a place where Raiden could snap and go in rubber band effect to, like, the equal and opposite of what he was before.
Well, I think the reason people like Fujin, and I think there's two reasons people like Fujin. One is just wind, simple as that.
Yeah.
I think the other reason people like Fujin, and I don't think the people who like Fujin know that why they like Fujin, but I think the subconscious, like, reasoning is that he is underrated anime supporting cast. I mean, Fujin is basically just an anime trope when you get down to it, and I don't think people want to say that out loud, but it's not a bad thing.
No.
I mean, that's one reason why I like Fujin is that he's not Raiden. He's not the leader. He's a dude who is got, you know, pulled into the current of the conflict, and he's doing the best he can. Also, like, people love the supporting cast. People love the underrated, not sidekick, but the guy in the background who is kind of mysterious but kind of chill. That's what they're going for. That's what Fujin is.
He is.
And I don't know if NetherRealm knows that, but if they do know that, they're never going to make him go dark. And even if Fujin did want to go dark, like that was a story, one guy who wants to go dark, by the time he gets the opportunity, they're just going to reboot the series again. So I don't think it'll ever happen.
I mean, it is a weird thing. You're right. I think it's a... I don't think going dark is like a thing for Fujin. Like... I don't think I don't know, but I do have this, like, fucking, like, you'd be fucking sick, right? If, like, Raiden just keeps being an asshole and doing what he's been doing for, well, I guess ever, really. That dude was an asshole in Mortal Kombat 1. Let's not beat around the bush. Did you read his Mortal Kombat 1 bios?
He was like a psycho asshole. Yeah, he was crazy.
He was just fucking like, whatever, I'm bored. I'm gonna kill all of you guys. All right, I win. Duh. I'm gonna go back to fucking Sky Heaven, whatever. And I kind of like that Raiden. He was kind of cool. But you know, Fujin... It'd be fucking sick, man, if Raiden keeps doing his thing, and it gets to the point, and it fucking just, like... fucking shows up, he does the anime thing that you're talking about, and he kind of, like... he fucking, like he grows some of the horns and shit from an Oni, from the Japanese versions of the characters, and he looks a little more like that, and he just fucking takes Raiden out. And then he bounces. Fujin's just gone. And there's not really much explanation. Just fucking listen. The fucking Protector Gun is being as you're out of your element. No pun intended. And you're an asshole. And you're not being a Protector God. You're being fucking Shao Kahn and shit. We've seen how this works before, and there probably would have been better if another god would have stepped in. And I wouldn't mind if Fujin did that, because no one else can do it.
I mean, if MK11 is just Fusion versus Raiden, that would be cool. I think I'd really enjoy that story if it's told right. So,
But I mean, like, I I wouldn't want any like melodrama though. I don't want him to fucking talk about it. Like he fucking shows up and like they know. Raiden fucking they like listen. What you're doing is not okay. He doesn't have to say it because Raiden already knows. Like they this has been a thing before with other gods maybe or whatever. I don't know. Like Raiden knows why he's here. Whenever Fujin shows up and fucking goes into his final form Oni mode, and it's like, dude, listen, it's on. I gotta take you out, man. It's like a buddy cop thing, but they don't talk. He just fucking takes him out and he leaves. Doesn't say anything.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that analogy. I think the buddy cop thing is very well done. Yeah,
that'd be fun. That'd be sick. Good question.
Nah, good question indeed, dude.
Who was that? Oh, that was Cartoothlo. Yep. Cartoothlo. Assuming MK11 has the actual Mortal Kombat 11 tournament. Hey, we talked about that before. Who would you like to see face off against each other, and would you want to win the tournament? I mean, I don't know. I feel like winning the tournament is the least interesting part of the tournament with these characters, not in IRL. But we talked about it. Like it'd be fun to fucking see fucking Sub-Zero and Smoke fight and shit like that.
Well, this question also, it's two-sided, because what kind of tournament, are we talking about like a standard Elder Gods tournament like MK1?
Yeah.
Or are we talking about an Armageddon tournament that's actually structured? And those are very different answers. Like Smoke versus Sub-Zero wouldn't make sense.
Well, Armageddon wasn't a structured tournament, was it?
No, it wasn't, but in my headcanon, that's what I want MK11 to be, is just a shonen tournament.
Yeah, I want like I'd love an actual tournament. Not like, to me, Armageddon just felt like everyone went rage tards and dogpiled each other basically. But I don't know what happened in the game.
I want Scorpion Sub-Zero to be in losers finals. I think that is the right way to tell the story. In my opinion, I think that's the only way to tell it. But if there's one matchup specifically I would like to see, it's Smoke versus Noob Saibot. And I want Smoke to win. Because Sub-Zero can't do it. He's too much of a pussy when it comes to Beyond. But Smoke can.
That'd be sick.
Smoke is like, I don't give a fuck if Kuai Liang can't punch you. I can punch the fuck out of you as a cloud. And then he fucking like tears him to pieces. That would be tight.
That would be fucking sick. Who put Scorpion in losers?
I would, in my headcanon, they were both Sub and Scorp were put in losers in different pools. So
yeah, obviously you have to do that. Come on, man. You can't have them fighting each other in pools.
I would say Noob Saibot could put Sub-Zero in losers. I can see that. I think that would kind of work. I would say Scorpion.
I would rather see Noob fight Scorpion. And Noob put Scorpion in losers. I feel like that's a fight that's really interesting that we've never got to see before. Those two fucking res lackeys of Quan Chi.
I would like to see that conversation happen, but I just don't think that drama is super interesting, to tell you the truth.
No, I don't think there would be any drama. Fucking Noob is not drama, dude. Noob's just like, hey, dude, I'm gonna kick your ass now, and he does, and he puts Scorpion in finals. I think that'd be sick. And then later on, like you said, Smoke kicks his ass. I would enjoy that. But who'd you say put Scorpion in finals?
Well, it's kind of tough, but if I had to pick someone, I don't know. I would probably say maybe like Sector. I think would be very interesting, but I honestly don't think Sector can win that matchup. I think that's a bad matchup for Sector.
Against Scorpion?
Yeah, and I think Sub-Zero is a bad matchup for Sector, so Sector can't put him into losers.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think Sector has to lose to Sub-Zero, like in the in the story and in the matchup.
Yeah, I think the literal power levels just don't allow Sector to win that match. Plus, that is a canon match. They in the canon they actually fought and Sub-Zero won.
And I don't think Sector's ever taken that fight.
Yeah, Scorpion has to be an upset. It has to be someone we wouldn't expect.
I know.
You can't pick Quan Chi. Like that'd be the most boring. If Quan Chi put Scorpion in losers, how fucking boring would that be?
Dude, that is an NRS game tournament right there. That's what that is. I don't fucking want to see that. Oh man, no, I don't want that. Yeah, it'd have to be someone. That's what I'm trying to think though. Like who?
I would say maybe Havoc would be interesting if Havoc put him into losers bracket.
I mean, because after MKX, it's all like laced with now some melodrama. But I wouldn't mind if like Kenshi put him in losers. I think Kenshi could take him.
Oh yeah, oh dude, yeah.
Yeah, I think he could.
Scorpions normals.
Come on, man.
Sure, yeah, definitely, man. So yeah, that's a really good question. But it's a hard one to answer because we have to decide on our point of reference first. And I don't think we have that just yet. So I'm going off my tournament headcanon if they did Armageddon as a structured tournament, which is the only way. That would be my favorite Mortal Kombat story of all time if they actually did it, which
that's the one way. If one must bring back Armageddon and try to salvage it, make it an actual tournament and not a retard dog pile on top of Fat Cinder.
That's why it's so important that we know the frame of reference, because Sub-Zero and Scorpion can't fight each other in grand finals if they're, friends. But they can fight in grand finals with their friends if it's the Armageddon tournament. Yeah. Friendship doesn't matter. Yeah. It's just how skilled they are. That's all that matters.
Wait,
so Kenshi's a great choice. Yeah.
Did you say who put Sub in losers?
I said Noob, said Bot, but if you want to make it more interesting, you can also do, it's gotta be someone buff, dude. It's gotta be someone fucking buff as hell. Like, lore-wise. Someone really fucking up there.
Yeah. But, I mean...
Maybe Shao Kahn, maybe. I don't know.
That would be a fun fight. I would like to see it.
Naga would be a good choice, Crumb. I think that would be a really good choice for putting Sub-Zero in the losers. Maybe even Reiko. I think if you want to make Reiko, like, really interesting overnight,
that would be an upset.
The canon, yeah.
That would be a crazy upset.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the thing, like, that fight, I mean, I don't know. I was just gonna say, I don't want him to go to losers because of, like, story reasons, because of drama.
Yeah, I don't want him to go to losers because I can't find my brother. No, that'd be dumb.
No.
But I just don't know how
I want someone to beat his ass if he goes to losers. I want it to be, like, legit. Like, they won. It was clean.
Yeah.
That's what I want. No chair shots. No collusion. You can have collusion. You gotta have collusion elsewhere. But not there.
I don't know, if Razor or Shad ever invite me on the Lost, this is the topic I'd like to propose. It's like, if we have a structured Armageddon Shonen tournament, who's in losers bracket, who's in grand finals, who takes it, and who loses to who in pools. That would be a very fun conversation.
This is what we've wanted for the Mortal Kombat whatever since whenever we talked about this before, which feels like forever ago. This was our idea, damn it. We want this. I want to see it happen too. I want a fucking tournament. Yeah, it sounds weird, right? Mortal Kombat, made a tournament. It's crazy. Do it. Be sick.
Well, responding to Ishii here, I wouldn't even be upset if Shujinko took the tournament. I think that's the way to do it. If I was writing the story, that is a great way to write it, in my opinion. Shujinko should win, in my opinion. But that's me.
Man, you got to bet. It'd be hard. You have to do it right.
Okay, so the guy in Winners Finals never fought Scorpion or Sub, at least in theory. So who would you put in Grand Finals? Who went to Winners Finals? Like, who did not lose a match? Who made it through pools and through top 32?
Raiden?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, you could make a case for it, but God, that'd be boring.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be boring, but...
Especially if it's Dark Raiden. Just fucking... Again, it's got to be someone you wouldn't expect. It's only interesting... Sub-Zero and Scorpion losers bracket is only interesting if the guy waiting for them in winners is someone you totally didn't see coming. Shujinko would be a little predictable, but not bad.
No version of Liu Kang is allowed. Evil Liu Kang, dead Liu Kang, normal Liu Kang, no.
I feel like it'd be redundant to put even any version of Liu Kang into winners finals. That would be the most boring pick.
It would. Fuck that. Not Johnny.
Maybe
I don't care.
Johnny.
No.
Okay.
No. His underdog charm can't take him that far. Not to winners finals.
You could Fujin in there, by the way. You could actually put Fujin in winners finals, and it would work as Raiden's Dark. I think that would actually be a good story thread for Fujin. Is he's the guy he's been sitting in the background for so long, not allowed to really do anything, and now that it's his time to shine, we see what he's really made of, and he's made of fucking winners finals.
We've never seen him in a tournament.
Exactly.
And I mean, I've talked about it before. I get stupid sciencey, but it's like, I don't think there's many people that have anything on Fujin. As far as just science goes. Because, like, Raiden doesn't work. you have to have a conductor for electricity to travel through in order to make anything work, which is oxygen. And that's Fujin's shit. So Fujin removes all the oxygen, Raiden doesn't have shit. Fuck you. Same with fire. It's gone. Nope, sorry, Scorpion. I don't care how mad you get, or Liu Kang. Fire doesn't work without oxygen. Even Hellfire. Oxygen? They do. It's true. Listen.
All right.
Listen, it is how it works. Listen. I am embarrassed. I looked it up. And it's true.
I have no counter argument. I am thwarted.
Listen. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who else could.
I actually wouldn't mind Noob Saibot being in Winners Finals. I think Noob Saibot being in Winners Finals would be also be very, very interesting.
It would. I've got a lot of Noob feelings. It's tough. I feel like Noob is buff as hell. Bai-Han is buff as hell. Bai-Han is ridiculously buff because he fucking beat the shit out of all those gods and Shinnok at the end of that fucking shit as Bai-Han. Why that dude wasn't Raiden's go-to pick for champion is shenanigans. He went to Liu Kang over that guy, but then again, he lost to fucking Scorpion. And
I mean, to be fair,
I've heard a lot of people.
No,
I've just heard a lot of people be like, "Well, I mean, at that point, like Bai-Han didn't really care. He didn't really care about fucking the Lin Kuei. He didn't care. Like he was kind of already, he was like half out the door. He wasn't as into fighting as he was in shit. It wasn't as aggro, mostly because of his mythology shit, and because of his his what was it like? He just wasn't into the whole Lin Kuei deal anymore. He was kind of done with that shit too. And so he wasn't really fighting to fight in the Mortal Kombat 1 tournament. Not that he wanted to die, but like, it's in the fucking lore. He was there for money. He's like, whatever, I'll get a payday and then maybe bounce from the Lin Kuei.
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting parts about MK9 Sub-Zero Bi-Han is that he knows Scorpion is Hanzo, and he doesn't care. He still talks shit. He's like, I know who you are. I know that I killed you. And you know what? Whatever. Eat shit. Like, that's so interesting to me.
Bai-Han's a cool character.
Also, if you have Scorpion and Sub-Zero in Losers Finals, there's some real drama there, because Scorpion's perspective would be like, listen, Kuai Liang, we have to do some real fucking collusion here, because if you actually beat me, I know you can't fucking beat Noob. So I'm going to need you to do the right thing here.
And I think Kuai Liang would do it too. I think
Kuai Liang is like, no, I'm a man of honor, and like fucking Scorpion's like, think this through, bitch. So yeah, I think that would be a very interesting match.
Of the two, like I think Kuai Liang would be like cooler heads would prevail. No pun intended.
It's a game made by Ed Boon, so you know Sub-Zero's going to lose in Losers Finals. You know he's going to get eliminated by Scorpion. But Scorpion's whole MO is going to be, listen, I know Sub-Zero can't win this because I know he can't beat Noob. Therefore, I can't drop anything. So that would be very interesting to me.
And I would like that finish. That'd be fun to see. I would dig it.
Oh, yeah. If Winners Finals, or I'm sorry, if Grand Finals is fucking Scorpion having to reset the bracket against Noob, that would be so fucking interesting.
Man, see, listen. It's fun whenever you actually win a tournament on Mortal Kombat. It's like, wait a minute, this could be really cool if they actually did a tournament, even though this was about a tournament, but it's like, this was written by people that, you don't sound like you really know that much about tournaments. Because there's a lot of cool shit you could do that you're not doing at all. And there's weird shit that you're doing that's like random fights that don't have anything to do with anything that you could easily make into things that are cool in tournament. And it also makes it feel like the Elder Gods are just like, they don't care about their tournament because people's breaking the rules left and right, and it's all fucking loose, and it's like a bad TO.
It's like Devastation. Great tournament, great experience.
You know, if the TO doesn't care about the tournament, how do you expect anybody else to? You know?
There you go. All right, good question, dude. That was fun, but I'm basically out of time, so
yeah.
We gotta start. We gotta do an endurance round.
Where was that? I'm in the wrong chat.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, hang on. You guys are distracting me. Was that all?
We are at Monday, 12:42 p.m.
Card Tooth the Low, assuming Mortal Kombat. That's what we did.
Yeah, good question, dude.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. Personally, I think it would be cool if Outworld won this tournament. It's already been. That's not a question, but yeah.
Nor was that our answer. We answered it assuming that it was going to be like a shonen 90s anime. We just threw all that Elder God shit out the window.
Yeah, we did. I don't want a realm. I mean, that's the kind of the rule.
Yes, I don't either. Not anymore. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it's just like whoever wins, their realm wins. That's kind of how that works, right?
Yeah.
I assume. So if like Noob wins, I don't know who wins if Noob wins.
NetherRealm, I guess.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. So whatever, but no, it fits the tournament. That's like it's set up to be, and it kind of plays out Outworld versus.
Yeah, Noob wins, then Noob wins in that case.
That's the coolest thing about Noob. Fuck, dude, I like Noob, and I like Baihan. They're both cool. Cartooth Low. Temp, what are your thoughts on the new characters that recently got revealed for DOA? Oh God, and do you think there will be a demo for the game? You answer this question. I'll be right back in like 30 seconds.
Cool. Yeah, I've only seen the trailer for Christie. That's the last reveal I saw. There was another reveal with 3 other characters, but I'm not super familiar with those 3, so I haven't seen that. I didn't skip it on purpose. It just kind of happened that way, but I think Christie looks really good. I think everyone looks really good. I think if I had to give a ribbon for the best looking redesign of the game so far, I would give it to Ayane, followed by Tina. But Ayane, like, I actually made that character. She looks so good in this game. Christie's, like, I messed around with her in the lab a little bit. Yeah, I think so far everything looks good. I cannot wait to play the game in February. It just, with the Tekken DLC, oh man, we'll talk about that next episode. We're basically out of time, but I will go further into the Tekken DLC next time. But with Tekken's DLC characters being fantastic, with Soul Calibur being easily the best game of 2018, it's going to be so hard to play DOA, which probably means I'm not going to play it competitively, which is a shame. I'll still buy it and support it, but the way that game is built so much on reads and anticipating other character properties, and to do that, you have to know what the other characters you don't play, you have to know what they can do, and I don't think I have the time investment for that. Not if I want to stay good at Soul Calibur and stay solid at Tekken. It's just not possible anymore. But yeah, Christie looks really good. Everyone looks really good. I could not be happier with the game right now. And I still like the conservative vibe the game's going with. Let's see if it remains that way, but if it doesn't, well, we tried. But I hope the aesthetic stays as is. I hope it looks like a fighting game and not like a fucking Skinamax. That would make me very happy.
Oh, was that it? Did you finish it?
Yeah, well, there's some follow-ups.
Oh, okay. To the DOA?
Randy
yeah, there are.
Actually, no, I missed a question. MKT Leon says, do any of you think DOA 6 will jump on the guest character train? Oh, well, they already have, technically. They did My Sharona, which was really well done. I thought that character looked amazing. And they adopted the orphans from Virtual Fighter. Now that franchise is dead.
Whenever you say that name, it sounds like you're saying My Sharona. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, it's a pun. They did that on purpose. Yeah,
I'm just making sure. Like I wasn't just hearing.
And also, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it right. It's like My Sharinji or.
That's
My Shiranui? Yeah,
that's a terrible song to get stuck in your head.
Yeah, but Mai looks fantastic. So they've already jumped on that train. So I have no doubt there's going to be a guest character in DOA 6. If I'm wrong, fine.
If I'm wrong, gives a shit.
Well, that's what all the follow-up comments are. Just like guest possibilities.
That was controversial, man. Well, I mean,
DOA. Randy Cool says Stormy Daniels. I'm not really. Most of what I know about Stormy Daniels comes from modern politics, so that's not a lot. I'm not. I'm sure he was doing that tongue in cheek, but definitely not my pick. But if she fits the theme, I guess, or at least of the old games. Cartoothlo says DOA 6 Season 1 DLC, Cloud and Tifa. Tifa and DOA would be one of the best things ever. And Razor says he'll buy the game, or he'll have no fucking choice. He'll have to buy the game if Tifa's in there. So yes, that would make me extremely happy if Tifa showed up. That covers all the questions, I think. Right? Yeah.
Oh, did it cover all the questions, or was that just all the DOA section there?
Everything else is just chat.
Was just
chatting,
nothing, and
chatting.
you talking about blow wads of cash for Tifa. Man,
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
that was just the end of it. Wow, that wrapped up faster than I thought it would. There.
Well, it kind of had to because
No.
I'm like 30 minutes out of time.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, that was impressive. Well done. Ending with DOA means everybody gets to have a good night. The allegations from everybody in here about the part of the show that didn't get recorded, that, you know, like, are there going to be any, like, what are the waifus going to be like in the game? Like, what are you, in the game we're going to... Do I have this reputation of hating female characters? I don't...
Yes. Dude, there's nothing wrong with it. Like,
No.
Slips does not like female characters, like, at all. Although he played Julia, so, but...
Well, listen.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a reputation that I was giving off. There will be sick,
Well, I could be wrong.
there will be
Ask
sick
around, see
characters.
what
No,
else
it's
has,
hard.
but
I
that's
can't. I have a hard time thinking of any. Orchid's the biggest one that comes to mind. I like Orchid a lot. Orchid's awesome. And there's another one I can't remember, but I don't know. But listen, don't fucking talk shit. There's gonna be great waifus. The game I'm working on. They're good. I like them. They're cool. They're like, you know.
Yeah, go on.
You know, they're not shitty. I don't know. Like, I'm you know, but fucking frame of reference here. They're not like, they're not Sonya. They're not Jackie. Cassie was okay. I didn't hate Cassie.
No, I hated Cassie.
Well, see, there you have it. I like Katana too, by the way. I don't have any problems with Katana.
Katana's cool, yeah. I'm a big Katana fan.
I don't like Melina, but she's not, you know, she's
Most of my...
she's kind
I
of
do
a-
like Melina, but
kind
it's
of a beast.
mostly a gameplay thing. I like the gameplay of Melina a lot. Although the design's not bad. I think when she looks cool, she looks really cool. But I really like Melina from a gameplay perspective. No one plays like that in MK.
There is a female that I like. Oh, I don't mind Frost, but you know, that's because I'm biased for the Cryomancers. Come on, man. There was somebody else that I just can't remember her. My brain is dead. Anyway, I'm fine with female characters. God, there's actually a fucking sick one. It's gonna be sick. Anyway, is that everything? Does that wrap everything up?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff we're going to cover next time. All
yeah.
the Tekken DLC we'll get next time, guys.
Lots.
And the
yeah,
Soul
there's-
Calibur updates. Tons of Soul Calibur updates we need to talk about.
Man, Soul Calibur 2. Yes, there's a lot to talk about. And Ben, listen, by then there's going to be a Mortal Kombat 11. It's going to be amazing. I did it for you, Tim.
Yay.
I'm the groundhog this time. All right.
Hey, maybe you'll be the good groundhog. Maybe we'll actually get early summer.
There's never a good groundhog, dude. The groundhog is a troll. Like, they exist to troll everybody. That's kind of what people like about it, even if they don't know it. He's a troll.
It's a good troll. I like trolls done right. Groundhog's
We all
a good
do.
troll.
Everyone likes a good troll. A good troll. And he's a cute troll, too, because he's, you know, fuzzy and whatever. Whatever. DOA. All right, does that wrap it up? Let's get out of here.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Thank you guys too for listening down there in the fucking live recording section. You guys are champs. Sticking in there.
Yeah, and it helps us a lot too because that feedback kind of lets us know where we're at and kind of steers our thought process. There's stuff I wouldn't think about without that without sort of like the side commentary, and it kind of keeps me in line. At least it helps me like form my thoughts on stuff that I did not think about even close to prior before the podcast. I don't read any of these questions before we start recording, which is not the goal. That's a bad thing.
It
I
is.
need to read the questions
And I don't do it either.
and actually prepare an answer for them. Yeah.
These were good questions though. I like these questions. This was a good batch.
I do too.
This
Yeah,
was
I
a
really
good
like that
batch.
tournament question a lot.
This was a surprisingly good match. I'm impressed.
I hope Razor and Shadowloo hear this episode just because I would like to know what their responses are to the tournament shit.
I don't care. Get out of a hotel room. Don't come back in here. Ever again.
Just don't eat our sandwiches. You can come in, come out, wear your pass.
No,
don't
fuck off. Go fucking hang out in the anime suite.
Stay away from our groupies.
All right, guys. Have a beautiful evening, and we'll see you all. I'm not gonna say when. Next time. Whenever that may be. Later, everybody.
Take care, everyone.